We're live. We are live.
The FPS is fucking up though. Let's just make sure we're good here. I can fix this actually. I learned today.
It's literally already live. Just go.
No, I know. I'm still saying though. If we want to have a better playing experience. But I mean, if you want to just get bodied, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine. We gotta talk though. Hang on, that's something I didn't think too much about.
We don't talk much when we play.
Yeah, it's hard to talk and play, cause that'll happen.
I can do it, but I mean I'm pretty good at doing it. I just gotta get into gotta get something to talk about.
Yeah, gotta get into it.
So it's all a testing experience, right?
Yeah, we're learning.
Do you play Fire Emblem at all?
A little bit. I've never beaten one, but I've played like 3.
Oh, okay. Because I just started playing Fire Emblem 3. I played the first chapter before I got on here.
Fire Emblem 3?
Old. Yeah, Fire Emblem 3, one for the Super NES.
Which one's that?
It's like a pseudo remake. It's like a remake of one, but also like a continuation of one. So like it's split up into 2 parts. Well, the first part is like a remake of one, and then the second part is like a sequel to one. And it's Mars game.
Right.
Like 1 and 3 are Mars games. So, and I decided I already told of Fargo that I was going to play the rest of them, and I just decided to start with 3 because I play Martha and Melee, might as well play his game.
Shit, I think I should probably turn down the game audio after this match.
Yeah. And it's neat. I don't know how much. What other Fire Emblem games have you played?
7, Awakening, and Conquest.
Did you like any of them at all? I know you never beat them. Like.
Yeah, I do like them. I just like always get stuck because I always play on hard, and I refuse to not play on hard.
Well, how'd you play on hard from 7? Did you like a save file of hard? Because you can't play hard until you beat the game once.
Wait, what?
On Fire Emblem 7, you can't play hard until you beat the game once.
Oh, well, I probably didn't play hard on that. I just kind of fell out of it because I was playing it on my phone.
Yeah, well, with Awakening and Conquest. That's weird with a lot of older Fire Emblem games. Like a lot of older Fire Emblem games you can't pick hard from the start. You have to beat the game once first. It stops like that after 8 though. In 8 you can pick the difficulty.
Alright, let me adjust the game audio. I think I gotta Alt-Tab here. Can I Alt-Tab here? Oh no.
If you would like to join, by the way, you can. Fuck! You just closed it.
Yeah, because I gotta fucking reach my volume.
Can you not Alt-Tab and reach your volume?
No, it wouldn't let me Alt-Tab. Launch it again. They're looking at my desktop.
Okay.
I switched the wallpaper on my desktop though, just in case. Because it was, what's her name, Mavis from Fairy Tail, and that's gay. Because I don't even like Fairy Tail. I just like Mavis. I did not want to give off the wrong impression, so now it's Mako.
Oh, I thought it was like something,
No. There's people, fucking Battlefield. There's people in this room besides me all the time, so it would not be anything, that people shouldn't be seeing. Just a display of one of the few areas in which I don't know. I don't know where that sentence is going. I literally watched all of Fairy Tail. I didn't even really like it. I just did do that.
As well. I always liked Wendy more than Mavis, but I do like Mavis as well.
I think at the time I liked Wendy more than Mavis, but like upon reflection, Mavis is just kind of one of the only good characters in the show.
I mean, yeah, Wendy is not a good character. She's got a good design, though.
I don't know. Twin Tails don't really do it for me.
They're one of my favorites. Although, I used to be a lot more into them. Nowadays, it's like, I still like them, just not one of my absolute favorites. Or maybe it might be, I don't know. I like different color hairstyles now, like
fucking
hairstyles that have multiple colors in them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Nowy.
Yeah. Or, Diane from Little Witch.
Yeah. Can never fucking nair. It always comes out as a forward air, even when I let go. I don't know if that's like a dolphin problem, like just a problem with playing it emulated, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like, I've not played much on console, you just force-docked me. I haven't played much on console just because I don't have anybody to play with. Haven't been to any tournaments yet.
Oh yeah, nah, I'll say that for later.
What?
I guess it doesn't matter. I like watching. No, but you should when you come here for the week, I'll try to see if there's any tournaments going on at the time.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. We could practice doubles, but I'm not that interested in doubles, honestly.
Peach Mart's a good team.
That's cool.
Mainly because Peach is just good in doubles. So is Mars.
Can't imagine why that would be, but I believe you. Like, all I really know about doubles is that Jigglypuff is really good because you don't have to worry about getting punished after rest.
Yeah, she dies a lot easier though, right? Because comboing her is easier when you have two people. But that is the benefit. Rest is a lot more spammable in doubles.
Mm-hmm.
As long as your teammate is aware, right, of helping you.
So I guess you have to be pretty in sync.
Yeah. But like your teammate also needs to have the decision making too, right? Like, do you go to reset the doubles, or is he not really in any danger? So you should continue edge guarding or something, right? Mm-hmm. It's like it's a give and take. But yeah, so like in the Fire Emblem game, there's like, I mean, I've only played the first chapter, but like, you know, like the horse units in Horse and Pegasus units in Fire Emblem games, right?
Yeah.
So in other Fire Emblem games, they can always use swords and spears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they class it, they can use axes too, generally. But in this one, you can only use their swords if you dismount them. So like you can take them off of their horses or their Pegasus.
Fascinating.
And then you can use their swords. But then you sacrifice the movement and the use of spears. And I actually kind of like that because it's like, you know, like based on your situation, you're like, do I need to move quickly? Do I want to sword out because there's a lot of axe users?
Yeah. I don't know, that's something that I do know about Fire Emblem, is that as the games go on, they have kind of been removing features, like especially around Awakening, that was like a big deal, was they kind of were making it simple to make it like more mass appealing.
Yeah. Like especially with the like in a lot of older Fire Emblem games too, right? You only had like, you know, in Awakening, like every character can become like every class. Like, not obviously not to that extent, but like most of the characters can become most classes, and your character particularly, and any kids your character has can become every class in the game.
I mean, it's not like anybody can become any class. It's more like everybody just has at least like 2 other things they can respec into.
Well, yeah, but your character can actually go into everything.
Yeah.
The only classes your character cannot go into are Manikata, Tagwell, and the Lord. because those are all like exclusive
they're like
classes.
exclusive and actual racial abilities, of course.
Yeah, but you obviously your kids can get those classes if you happen to marry a character that has those classes. Like if you marry Chrom, Noe, Tiki, or Pan, then your kids can use those classes.
Yeah, so Morgan actually has access to like every class in the game.
Yeah, technically, not all at once, but she can gain access to every class in the game. Yeah. Particularly female Morgan, actually, because there is one extra class, which is the bride class, but only female Morgan can become that. So female Morgan technically has the most class options in the game.
Okay, were you going somewhere with that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like even then, like in Awakening, even though every character can't become every class, they can all become at least like a few classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can constantly respec. Like you can constantly change because you get the emblem that lets you change at any time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like older Fire Emblem games, in everything pre-8, every character could only go into one class, and you couldn't like change back to the previous class, right? If the previous class had anything you wanted. And then in Fire Emblem 8, every character could pick between 2 classes they want to become, but you couldn't change afterwards. So like you got to pick one of 2, and then you can't go try to become the other one later. And like so obviously that's like technically a feature. I guess it's most people wouldn't mind that. I actually kind of like that though, because it was kind of like you weighed your options depending on how you wanted to build your team. Because like, the thing I don't like about the Awakening stuff is that it's just like you're just kind of like there's no like thinking about what you want to do, because if something goes wrong, you can just switch later. There's no worries in that regard.
Yeah. I don't know, I do get that, like, and especially in systems like Awakening where you have a lot of options and you can do stuff at any time. I usually find like I don't do too much with those systems because I don't know what to do. There's so many things you can do.
Yeah. And a lot of time, if you end up getting like lucky or unlucky, depending how you look at it, you find out like the best combination from the start, and you're like, okay, well now I don't.
Hey.
I meant to save you as well. Because I wanna kill you in a much more fancy way. Like that.
Shoot, I was trying to get for the ledge there. That was not what I meant to do, and it also... I mean, it could have done something, I guess.
Oh, Awakening did add pairing, though, and I think that's actually a cool mechanic. Even though an Awakening is absurdly broken.
Did it invent it? I feel like there was something similar to pairing in previous games, but I don't know too much about that.
Yeah, Awakening was there might have been in 12. I'm not sure. That's a Japanese exclusive, though, so I don't actually know for sure.
Oh. Which one's 12? I don't...
12 is another remake of Fire Emblem 1, because 12 is typically a remake of Fire Emblem 3, but Fire Emblem 3 was already a remake of 1, so it's a remake of a remake.
Excellent. Leave it... I don't know, not Nintendo. Fire Emblem isn't like an in-house Nintendo product, is it?
No, it's not. Intel is owned by Nintendo, though, I think. But it's not like a Nintendo, like Nintendo owns most of the... Not like Mario and Zelda, right?
Yeah.
It's more along the lines like Pokemon. Like Game Freak, but not like 100% Nintendo owned, but basically.
Yeah. Although I think Game Freak does do stuff outside of Nintendo.
Do they?
I don't know. I know they do stuff outside of Pokemon, but not much.
Not like they need to.
Yeah. Oh, that almost was cool.
That was weird.
If I had teched there, I think I could have connected that into something. And it would have been sick, but I didn't.
But like you're saying though, Fire Emblem is kind of weird that like as the games go on, the mechanics kind of get simpler as it goes. And like that's not even just true for Awakening. I don't want to just solely blame Awakening for that, right? Like that dismounting mechanic is not in Fire Emblem 6. I think it's in 5 though, so it got taken out for 6. Not to say they didn't add stuff though, like supports weren't added until Fire Emblem 6. They weren't in 5.
Interesting. That's always kind of interesting, is when like something that you consider to be integral to a game is like added after the fact. Like they did that in Kirby. Like in the
Yeah,
first
with,
Kirby game, there were
copy
copy abilities. Yeah.
Yeah. And even then, like the second Kirby game, copy abilities were still really loose. There wasn't many, and they didn't even change Kirby's appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! Why didn't you die first?
I had to take it from you. I've not won a single game yet. I'm not great on the best of days, but when I'm not paying that much attention, it's yeah.
It's weird. This is gonna sound really weird, but I actually think I play better when I'm not really paying attention.
I mean, that can be the case. Like there are cases where you might be overthinking something, and if you just, just kind of follow...
Go with the flow.
Yeah, if you just go with the flow, if you just follow your training, then, you might perform better. But, I don't have a very good base to come from there.
I really find this because I don't overthink things. Also, to know when I'm not paying attention, I just generally go for more, like, not stupid things, but, like, more things that I'm not 100% sure if they'll work and they have risk, but if you get them, it pays off.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to go for those more when I'm... But yeah, anyways.
I think I have a weakness to grabs. Like, I notice I always do well against players who don't grab that much.
Oh yeah, I've been getting cooked by grabs online, to be honest. It's something I gotta get used to playing as, too. Grabs are kind of broken, to be honest.
Especially Marths.
Like, I'm like, grabs, like, if grabs only just did like slight damage, right, and didn't do anything else, I think the reason grabs are broken is because a lot of characters have follow-ups off of grabs, and by a lot of characters I mean pretty much every character in the game. So, well, I mean, even like Kirby has follow-up options out of his grab, so every character normally has at least one. If it's a good one, it's debatable, I guess, but at least there's something there.
Yeah, like, you'd have to mess up pretty bad not to have anything.
Yeah.
Of course, you do have to know. Like, I don't know what my follow-up options are against, like, floatier characters like Marth. I think you have to. I think I get stuff off down throw, but I don't know what.
I have to DI bad to get stuff off of down throw.
So would I usually use up throw?
I think up throw is generally the best. It depends, because if you up throw me, and I DI away, like let's say we're standing. I think it's like, here, just give me a second. I'm just not gonna. So like, let's say I'm standing right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're behind me. If you grab me and then you up throw, if I hold right, so I go up like here, I think as long as you knew I was gonna do that, you can jump and hit me with the stuff afterwards.
Yeah, I do stuff like that, but it usually feels like I shouldn't have gotten it. I don't know.
Well, I think you need to learn the DI mix-up, because there's probably another throw that that would get the opposite if they DI'd to get out of that one. So it's like with Marth, like you know how I can like forward throw to tipper you?
Yeah.
If you hold out for that, then I can't tipper. But if I back throw you, then I can get a tipper because you're holding out, right? Because if you're holding out and I back throw you, then you're holding in now. So, like, you gotta know that those mix-ups. Which is why most people tell you to throw right away.
Yeah, that's true. So you have less time to even think about which way you're DIing.
Yeah.
Why? Why? No. Hang on, let me link this to the rest of the chat. Because we still don't have any viewers, and they don't know that we're live, so.
It's okay. They'll come in time.
In time.
In time, our mediocre melee gameplay will
That's a
will draw attention.
I changed that description.
We could always play. We could always do doubles on net play.
We could.
Or no, we can't. We can't really do that though. The lag will be pretty bad unless we play against someone who has a second person with them.
Yeah. Which.
But I guess when you're here, we can actually do doubles on net play.
We could, but like I don't know jack shit about doubles, nor do I really care to.
Really? I love doubles. I think doubles is cool.
I can't even watch
doubles
them.
Is such like a.
I don't know what's going on. There's too much. Okay. I guess.
See, like stuff like that. Like I wouldn't normally do that if I was thinking really hard about what I was doing. But since we're just kind of like messing around, I'm just kind of doing things to my detriment. Because if I was playing someone who could focus well, then I'd be getting my butt kicked. But you know.
Yeah. I don't know. We have the same handicap here.
Well, that sucks.
Fucking. Why isn't every character have grabbed as long as Marth, you know? Like, why they gotta do me like this?
Some characters are faster than me, so it might be easier to get their grabs. Like Fox and Falcon.
Fucking.
But I guess they also have decent grab range.
Yeah. Like, I just don't. And I also am small. Like, not the worst off, I guess.
I mean, there's definitely worse. You could be Pikachu. Or Ness.
Yeah. Does Ness have the worst grab?
Yeah. It's very short. It's very short and has a lot of lag. Like, he's a psychic, and it's really short, for some reason.
I mean, I guess you could make arguments about, like, Samus's or Link's, but they have other utilities. And I think they actually have really good stuff if they do land a grab, so those are pretty good.
Yeah, they have decent follow-ups off of their grabs. Not the best follow-ups in the game, mind you, but, you know, still good enough follow-ups. Because that's what I mean, like, having a good, like, it's not the fact that Marth's grab range is ridiculous that makes it, like, insanely good, right? It's the fact that all of his grabs themselves are good.
Like, just holding shield in the middle of the stage. Gee, I wonder why I'm so weak to grabs.
Yeah, I have that problem, too.
But I also don't know what to do on shields. So... if this were a game of strictly, like, attacks, no shields or grabs, I'd probably be pretty good.
Why would you want to take away that depth, though?
I wouldn't. I'm just saying, it's like, you know, dive kick, man,
Yeah.
I've never played that game, but I'd be great at it. Fuck.
Well, I think a good rule to teach yourself is, like, don't shield unless they're approaching from the air, I guess. You know?
That makes sense. I get grabbed a lot after whiffing, so I guess I should not shield after whiff, as is my instinct.
Yeah. Well, because you're scared, right? So you don't want to...
Kinda. I mean, it's not that I'm scared, it's like, that's my instinct, is like, oh, if I whiff, they're gonna try and hit me with something, but they always go for a grab.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, you shouldn't just do one thing, though, right? You have to mix it up.
Yeah, but the thing that I do every time actually usually doesn't work. So... Nope.
I'll play one more with Marth, and then I'll I'll try out Fox.
Alright, I can probably beat your Fox like this. Maybe.
Probably. My Fox is, like, amazing. The problem with my Fox is that it's, like, it doesn't have any... I don't do any of the things that makes Fox the best character in the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't use, like, bullshit frame traps or anything.
Yeah, I don't use shine pressure or anything like that.
Hey, there we go. That was clean. Where's my...
Did I just shield drop by accident?
Maybe.
Because that was like a clean block into Ariel off the platform.
Oh, why is Peach the worst character in the game?
She is not. She is actually better than half of the characters in the game. Believe it or not.
If this is better than half the characters in the game, I don't even really believe that, actually. I don't believe it in my heart. I don't know.
I mean, you're forgetting all the low tiers.
Am I? Every time I'm looking for like another character to play besides Peach, I always like kind of look and I'm like, wait a minute, this is it. There's only this many characters in the game.
I mean, there's only 24, I think.
I think it's, hang on, 18, fucking, it's, yeah, 24.
No, it's 25.
I don't know why I did that.
18 and 7 on the bottom, right? So 25.
18 and 7? Oh, true. Yep, you counted it right and I didn't. I was trying to do it real fast, but I wound up accidentally making us spend more time on it. Fucking, I definitely hit the shield grab button there. Okay. I don't like Fox or Falco or Marth. Captain Falcon's fine. I think Captain Falcon should be the only character in this game. And Peach.
What about Peach? I was say, what about Peach?
That'd be a good game.
That'd be a bad game.
And like every other character besides the ones that I have a problem with.
Spoken like a true melee player.
Fucking, that's gay. That's why this game is bad. It's because you can do that. Fuck off. Fuck out of here. Where's my jump? Did I use it?
You killed me anyways. So I tried to shine you.
I didn't even see what happened. I think you just messed up because you were trying to swag.
I was trying to swag and I died for it. But your turnip is what killed me because I was trying to swag. I gotta practice shield tilting. That's like one of my main problems, because I don't know how to do that very well. Which is pretty pathetic, actually.
You, like, asked me how to do it the other day.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even not know how to do it?
I can wave dash and dash dance well enough, but I can't shield tilt.
Oh, we have 2 viewers. Excellent.
Nice. Hopefully one of them isn't you.
I don't think it is because it was 0 for a minute there. It's probably people from fucking
Server.
Ohio Nation.
Ohio. Oh god.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Fuck.
Hey,
God,
frame rate's
the
dropping.
ping is. Yeah.
There was some guy that I fought earlier where, like, I did not notice that much lag. Like, it was not even as bad as this, which this is kind of bad right now, but it hasn't been. Point is, it was not at any point, like, that bad, I felt, but he, after 2 matches, I won the first one, he won the second one, he said, cancel the match, it's too laggy, we're even now, so it's fine, right? And I knew that was a bullshit excuse. He just was real scared to lose once I had a counter pick. He thought if I had the counter pick, I would win, but I said, you know what, fine, because I'm a good person.
Yeah, I had that today actually, but we fixed the problem. I didn't know that if you up the buffer on the net play, you can actually get rid of frame drops.
Yeah, did you do that at all?
No, I'll do it after this match though, considering we're having some bad frame drops.
Whoa. Alright.
Whoa there.
Hey,
That
I
was
did it.
odd. I'll up the buffer to 8, see if this makes it any better.
Oh, down to 1 viewer.
Down to 1 frame.
I'm gonna give it a minute there. Did you increase it to like 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw
We'll see how
somebody
this goes.
increase it to 7 one time, like right before launching the game, like being real coy, trying to mess up my inputs just a little bit.
Whoa. Hey, you want to see a perfect ledge dash?
Do it, bitch. You won't.
No! I can do it. Eh, good enough.
I somehow always lose track of which way I'm facing when I'm tumbling. I don't know what you were trying to do.
I was trying to ledge dash.
No, I mean your angle. You went.
Oh, I was trying to go for ledge. I just fucked up the angle.
Yeah, a little bit. Alright.
Ledge dashing is fun, okay?
I'm sure it is. Come over here. When I throw out a down smash, you're supposed to run into it.
No, I'm not supposed to do anything.
Fucking. No. Oh man. We should talk about something else. That was a good time. When we were talking about stuff. Okay, I guess my jump was just gone.
That was a decent ledge dash. That was not. Have you... Oh yeah, how do you feel about the sword arts? I know we already talked about it a little bit.
Oh boy,
but...
Sword Art Online.
Not the new one, not the old ones. Fuck the old ones.
New one's alright. I wish it was better, but it's fine.
It's watchable.
It is watchable. The characters are the strong point. Everything that is Sword Art Online is the weak point.
I personally thought it was really clever on how the author basically wrote himself into the story.
Was that him?
Yeah. Well, like, because I know the author watched Gun Gale and really liked it, and then decided to write this story, right? And that's basically how the tournament got started.
I see. Okay.
So it's literally he self-inserted himself in a really clever. I thought it was, at least.
I mean, good for him. They did say he was like a Japanese author in his 50s or something, so like that would make sense. Quit it. Fuck. Stop. This game is so bad. And no viewers once again. We are alone.
That's because of what I just did.
They're like, that's disgusting. This is the low skill melee stream.
That was disgusting.
That was the high skill. The title is a lie. Every time I do something cool, it is in fact high skill. It just is. It never happens.
True. Nothing I do is good though.
Yeah, everything you do is just stupid because you play Fox and Marth.
Whoa, I'm up here now.
Yeah, you're up there. You thought you wouldn't be, but you were. How do you feel about that? That's real ass melee.
No, that's real ass melee.
I am of the opinion. Okay.
I did it.
Shouldn't be able to take a stock just with a random smash. They should program that into the game. If you just throw out a smash, it will never take a stock. Patch the game, fix it, Sakurai.
What happens when you do that?
That.
Oh God.
Shoot, my aerial didn't come out fast enough.
Yeah, but yeah, new Sword Art is okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep watching it just for the shits.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of already know what the twist is. I don't know if that's the twist. I think it'll be fine if they don't make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Like,
you mean you just make like a neat little thing about it?
where like,
Fuck.
like they don't make a big deal about, wait, what? Really? If they just kind of like, you know, focus more on the effects that has on like Karen or whatever.
Yeah.
If they focus more on the emotional side of it, it'll be cool.
Yeah. Especially since like it'd be kind of neat too, because it's like, you know, Pito's already been a big influence on her. So
yeah, and she's like, oh wait a minute, my best friend was also my favorite singer.
Yeah.
How about that scoop?
How about that?
That was not nearly as cool. See, this is why nobody's watching, is because you're just a bullshit Fox player. Nobody wants to watch that.
Wow, that's mean. Who do I have to play then? Marth clearly
anybody else.
Marth and Fox clearly don't work.
Phantom will never watch the stream if all he's watching is Fox gameplay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Fucking, where's my jump? I don't know.
I could play Link, but then matches take a long time because Link Peach is a long matchup.
Not when I'm not paying attention. You do Link Dittos, but you destroy me. Oops. I guess we're playing on Brinstar.
This is not Brinstar.
It said it was Brinstar, I swear to God.
Yeah,
on the stage,
it
it zoomed over Brinstar, so I guess it just didn't happen quick enough.
Yeah.
Shit. What are you doing? We're playing this out, bitch.
No, I haven't gotten yet. Okay. Sorry. Okay. It's okay, we had no viewers anyways, I couldn't hear that.
There's still the VODs.
It's true.
Assuming anybody watches this far.
Okay. My brother just said he'll be our viewer.
Okay.
It's on Ohio Nation. Even though he can hear everything I'm saying because he's right here, but
He's got that sneak preview. He has that in.
And he can see what we're doing too, because he can just look at my screen. Yeah, but I hope they don't make a big deal out of it, and then just kind of. I mean, I think overall, I think like it's like what I said to Ash is that like this Sword Art is like the reason everyone says to watch Sword Art, right? Just like have fun and like don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Except like this one actually like that's the goal is just to have fun.
Yeah, like it is actually good. Aside from the things that are stupid.
Yeah. And you know, like, it's not trying to take itself too seriously or anything like that. It's just like,
no
girl
fucking.
Who's playing a video game
if you die in the game, you die in real life. Oh wait, we gotta go save Asuna because she's somebody's fucking sex puppet. It's just a girl playing a game, and that's pretty good.
She's playing the game to blow off steam, which is actually a very relatable, right?
Yeah.
So.
And she has this specific quandary that she is real tall, and she likes being short in the game world, which can we talk for a second about how stupid it is that there is no game in which you can customize your character in VR?
Oh my god, that pissed me off so much.
It makes no sense.
At all?
Yeah.
Like, at first, see, I was gonna accept it. I was thinking like, oh, maybe it's like, you know, since it is VR, right, and it's supposed to be inserting yourself into a virtual world, it's like, oh, the game's like, you know, have some way to like scan your brain out of your own perception of what you look like, and then put that into the game, right?
Right. See, here's.
But then the fact that she got a short avatar makes absolutely no sense. So.
See, the original Sword Art Online did have character customization before, Kayaba Akihiko, like, made everybody just look like what they look like in real life, because this isn't a fantasy world, this is my world, bitch.
Yeah.
I can't believe I still know that guy's name. I don't know why. I just do know it.
What really got me, though, is that she tried, like, 34, like, different games.
Yeah.
Before she got a short avatar, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's just a joke. It's just a meme. I don't care
yeah,
too
obviously,
much.
we weren't supposed to take it seriously, but it is kind of dumb. It is kind of dumb.
What the fuck is going on here? This is taking so long for these stocks.
That's what I said this matchup would be, did I not?
No, I think it's just four-side. It's because there's a big-ass building over there that I keep knocking you into, and I'm not taking any stocks. I would have won if not for that building.
Well, I don't know about that, my friend, but...
I do. It's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the corner here. Awesome. See, now that I'm paying attention, I'm doing it. See what I mean? What was I talking about?
I don't know.
I was about to say something about the tall girl. How she's really cute when she's tall. And I actually like her game avatar less.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She actually is, like, absurdly tall, though.
I like it, though. You know, it's alright.
So it's a cute character aspect.
Yeah.
I can buy it.
Oh, fucking... When she's eating in the game, like, here is where we see the true, fucking issue with Sword Art Online, is how unimaginative it is with the technology that it imagines. She mentions that she can eat as much as she wants and never get fat, and that was something that I thought about. I was like, wait a minute. If this VR thing really does affect all of your senses, if you can, like, actually eat things in-game, then wouldn't people do all sorts of escapist shit with that? Like, you know, eat whatever they want and just, you know, cheat on their diet that way? In a way that isn't actually cheating? Like, aren't there applications like that of VR that, like, just are not in this world? Because nobody who writes Sword Art Online can think about it? They're not smart enough?
Well, yeah. Because, like, the VR is so advanced, there's so many things they could do.
Yeah. Like, there was the thing where the like SEAL guys or whatever. They were like, oh yeah, you know, it's some guys with real military guys or whatever doing some training in a game. Like, yeah, that's something that would happen. That's cool. But like,
yeah, that is cool.
If that is a thing, why isn't it more prominent?
And like, I think like, which by the way, so that actually kind of reminds me of something about regular Sword Art. So like, everyone hates Alfheim Online, right? I mean, most people hate regular Sword Art, but
yeah,
you know, more people hate Alfheim Online than they hate regular Sword Art.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, it's fair enough, you know, writing wise, fair enough. But like, Alfheim itself is a way more interesting game than Sword Art. Like the Sword Art Online game.
Yeah.
Because like, what does a Sword Art Online game do? Like, first of all, there is no, in Sword Art Online the game, there's no other races you can play as. So like, you were just talking about the like, you know,
yeah, well,
the fantasies you can achieve.
Keep in mind, like that's one thing I will defend. Like Kayaba Akihiko made a very specific game, always with the intention to like take it over and make it his world. So,
well, yeah,
you know, he wouldn't put other races in it. He wouldn't, you know.
But I mean, he could change everyone's avatar to begin with, anyways. So like, why not put the races in there as an illusion?
I don't know. Why would you fucking spend all that time programming it if you were just gonna turn it off?
I mean, he spent a lot of time programming a lot of the. He programmed 30-something dungeons and then didn't use half of them.
I mean,
he didn't use 30 of them.
He'd been in the world for 2 years at that point. I guess he had his fill.
I thought it was 4. Wasn't it 4?
I think it was 2 years.
I thought it was 4.
Pretty sure it was 2. You know, let's just keep saying it back and forth instead of looking it up.
Or maybe the entire incident up till the end of Alfheim was 4. No, there's no way that would be the case though. I don't know.
Or let's just talk about something that's not Sword Art Online, because I hate that we're talking about it still.
Okay.
How about Darling in the Franxx, since I
haven't watched it.
Re-picked it up.
I haven't watched it. Sure, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I can just talk about that I watched 2 episodes, dropped it, but, like, nobody will stop talking about it. Like, everybody just started talking about it again once the new season started. So I watched a couple more episodes.
And how's that going for you?
It's not great.
Oh. Have you watched the episodes that everyone was raving about? The 4 and 6 one stretch or something like that?
I'm like halfway through episode 4, so...
Oh, okay. So I haven't watched that many more episodes, I guess. But...
No. I just started like a minute ago.
A minute ago. Wow, you're watching it during the stream.
Yeah, sure, let me just do that.
Bam. Reverse hitbox.
Yeah, like more stuff happens in episode 3, which is incredibly problematic. Like, I don't know. Let's talk about fucking the other video on this channel, you know, like the only one besides the fucking shit post, is a defense of Darling in the Franxx, so let's talk about that.
I'm sure you have something to say
like,
about it.
Basically, Ash's defense is that, like, nothing is important except for the relationship between Hiro and Zero Two, because that's what's good and that's clearly what the show is about. But my problem is that there is a lot more in the show that just isn't good. Like, it's fine if there is something good about it, you know? I'm not gonna take that away from anything. There are good things about literally every show.
Except Sword Art.
Not even that. Like.
Yeah, I know. I'm just memeing. Go on.
But like, fucking, I just remembered that I'm playing a game and I can't think about it anymore.
Okay, just forget we're not playing a video game right now.
Yeah, we're not playing a video game.
Ignore your hands that are
destroying you currently. Okay, yeah, there's just a lot more in the show than the relationship between Hiro and Zero Two, especially at the beginning. And even within their relationship, there's a lot that they kind of allude to with like the setting that just they kind of try to get into it before really explaining it at all. Like they go out on a balcony overlooking a city, and she's like, Zero Two is like, "Hey, what's up, Hiro?" He's like, "Wow, I've never really seen the city like this. We're only allowed into a couple of facilities." And she's like, "Run away with me." And I'm like, okay. I do not know anything about this city. I do not know anything about these characters. Like, are they some kind of child soldiers? Like, what's the situation with them?
I thought that was explained. I don't know. I haven't seen it. So I don't know.
Not at that point. I still don't understand it. They are some kind of like fucking things, but I just don't really know yet. And that's the problem, is it tries to get into this stuff when I have no way of knowing. They have not told me yet. Hey, Cappy's watching.
Cool. Did she say she was watching?
Yeah, she said, heck yeah.
Hi, Cappy. I can't see if you say hi back, by the way. Obviously. Also, I just want to point out that hitbox was really cheesy. The upbeat hitbox. Anyways, go off what you're saying. I cut you off.
I was about done.
Okay.
Cappy says,
I can't put any. I can't put any. Shit. I can't put any direct input in, but I have like noticed that people have only talked about their relationship, and I'd like to hear them talk about other parts. Oh, like I've heard them talk about like the mech designs, which are fantastic.
Yeah,
like,
the mech designs are great.
But like
the mech part of the show is good.
The mechs.
I don't know, they're like fighting monsters, and they haven't really explained what the monsters are yet either. Like, I don't know, they are monsters, they are bad, that's okay. But they act like, you know, they're pretty special. They're distinctly mechanical in design, some of them, which is fascinating. I'm not necessarily saying that we need to know what the monsters are at this point in the story. It's not like a huge deal, but that is just yet another thing which I don't understand yet.
Why do they know why the monsters are, like, why they have to fight the monsters?
No, they just do, which I don't have a problem with. Like, you know, if there are monsters, you gotta fight them, you know? That's a story I can understand. You don't need to explain it, but I would like to know, like, what they are. I'm sure they'll get into that. Like, I don't have a problem with that aspect of it. It's just, like, on top of everything else that I don't know, it's really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's basically my only thing. Is like, I like to hear people talk about more than just Zero and Hiro.
The problem is nothing else about it is worth talking about.
I guess that's why Ash does start with her video with "It's certainly no masterpiece."
I don't know. I think Ash doesn't have a very big frame of reference.
I mean, she doesn't, but she's got enough on the romance side.
Has watched Spice and Wolf, which I don't like Spice and Wolf, so I don't know. Oh, nice.
I'm gonna watch Spice and Wolf because it's her favorite. So many people's favorites to watch. I'm probably gonna end up rewatching Magic Madoka as well.
Yeah, you gotta do that because it's good.
I mean, I like Magic Madoka. As much as I've shit on it in your presence, I do like it.
Have you ever? I don't know if you've done more than memed on it like once.
Well, I've shit on. I should say I've shit on Rebellion.
Oh. Yeah. Well.
Not the actual show.
Pretty soon you'll know why Rebellion's actually really good. That script is in its rough draft form. I'm gonna finish it. I should get to it. You know, like I was gonna get to it today. I haven't yet. I may yet put some effort into it. What you doing over there?
Wait, is Cappy still here?
Probably.
Okay, Cappy, tell me, at me with your favorite show. Thanks.
I feel like I should know, but I don't.
Terrible friend.
I don't know if she said it before.
I don't know if she has either, though. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know everyone's here. Like, I don't know Blizzen's. I don't know Bailey's. I don't know Natsuko's either.
Quit saying people that I don't know. What their favorite
like,
anime is.
I know Tangelo's. I know, Brandon's. I know Wada's. I know York. I know Morton's. I know Ash's. I know Gunt's. Which, that's gonna be a tough one, by the way. That's the longest one so far, actually.
What's his?
Cardcaptor Sakura.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good, though.
Yeah, I mean, all of these shows are good. I guess this maybe debatably Spice Wolf in your head, but, like, I'm sure you like Gurren Lagann, and I'm sure you like and FLCL.
Yeah.
So.
What was the second one you said? Did you say something between Fooly Cooly and Gurren Lagann?
Ava.
Oh, Ava? No, I don't like Ava. What do you? Who do you think I am?
I don't know.
I'm the guy that doesn't like Ava. That's like my whole character.
Okay, nice. I guess my character is the guy that doesn't think Nier is that great.
I mean, I also don't think Nier is that great. So you can't be that guy.
I can be that guy.
I feel like I've been kind of styling on you for a minute here. Like something just clicked in my head.
I will say this is my thing with Nier. If people do not think Breath of the Wild is a 10 out of 10, then Nier is definitely not a 10 out of 10. That's all I have to say. Like, I'm not even like, I mean, I do think Breath of the Wild is basically a 10 out of 10, but I'm not even saying that Breath of the Wild is a 10 out of 10. But if you don't think Breath of the Wild is a 10 out of 10, then there's no way that Nier is a 10 out of 10.
I think people like Nier more for the combat, which is kind of why I don't like it, because I don't like the combat in Nier that much.
I don't like the combat either. I think it's just a shittier version. It's like they tried to do Dark Souls and Breath of the Wild's combat, except they didn't do either that great. That's how I feel about Nier's combat.
Yeah.
But I think that's like Dynasty Warriors games in general. Like Dynasty, like, cause like the combat is very Dynasty Warriors, right? Like, well, it's more like Devil May Cry, but duh.
I mean, I haven't played Devil May Cry, so I don't know.
Okay, well then it's more like Bayonetta or Metal Gear Solid Revengeance.
I don't know if the Bayonetta comparison is very relevant. I have played both Bayonettas, and I like them fine.
I haven't played either of them, so I don't know. I just know they're both made by Platinum. But then fine, Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. That I know is like... Damn it. So... And... It's like... I don't know, it's like a weird middle ground between like Dark Souls, which is like, you know, very like timing-based combat.
Yeah.
And then Zelda and Breath of the Wild, or just Zelda in general, which is very item-based combat, right? Like items and environmental-based, especially in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But it's like a weird middle ground between those two, but like I don't think it's a good middle ground, because they don't do like either that great, and it makes it just kind of boring. Now, granted, Nier doesn't lean too heavily on the item side, but like the environment doesn't do anything to combat. All the fighting in every single environment in the game is basically the exact same thing.
I did not get very far in Nier.
Well, like how far did you get? Did you get to the desert? And have you done the city? And did you do the desert?
I did get to the desert. I don't think I got out of it. I fought like the first android guy, and I think that's exactly as far as I got.
You've done combat in the desert then.
Yeah.
So like the combat in the desert and the combat in the city wasn't that different, right?
No.
And it's like in every other area it's the same thing. There's nothing different about fighting in the different areas, which is fine. And environmental combat like that, right? They don't need to. But then it also doesn't have the fluid timing-based combat that Dark Souls has. So it's just kind of like in a weird middle ground where you're not really thinking about what you're doing, you're just kind of smashing buttons.
Yeah. I should also mention, I didn't say this before, with the comparison between Breath of the Wild and Nier, is that people like the story in Nier a lot,
yeah.
whereas Breath of the Wild does not really have a story.
which is fine. But I don't think the story in Nier is that like spectacular either. Granted, I haven't beaten the game, and I know the story gets a lot. I know the story gets a lot more stuff in it after you've beaten the first 2 stories.
How far did you get?
I beat 2Bs and 9S's roads.
Okay.
Their first ones. So I've gotten the first 2 endings, and I know the 3rd ending is like the actual end to the game.
Shit.
Well, like it's not a true ending, but you know the 3rd ending is like, okay, now the game's actually over. Unlike 2Bs and 9S's, which aren't like true endings to the game.
I've heard people talk about this. I'm not really clear on what it is. What is the deal with these endings?
So first of all, Nier has 24, I think, 24 endings, one for every letter in the alphabet.
Oh.
Some are very like
memes?
like not memey. Yeah, like some of the endings are the game over endings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've gotten like an ending W or something for.
Yeah, I think that's one of the game over endings.
Yeah, for like dying on the first level or something. Because apparently, this game has a very different idea than I do about what the difference between normal and hard is.
I played it on hard for like the first 2B story, and then on 9S's story, hard just takes way too long because everything just takes way too long to die. It's not even difficult to stay alive.
Not my fan of that's not my fan. I'm not a fan of that kind of difficulty setting.
Neither am I. I don't like difficulty settings that are just stat increases on all the enemies. I think actually Persona 5 does it particularly well, to be honest, but that's for its own topic. And the only reason I think it does it well. Oh yeah, I just want to finish the Nier thing. What was the thing on Nier? So yeah, there's all the endings, right? And then there's like one ending where like where 2B just says fuck everything and just becomes a fisher. But like it's very short, right? There's no like fanfare to it. Just like it shows like one cutscene of 2B fishing, and then that's it. That's the ending. But like how it goes is that basically, do you care about spoilers?
No. Okay. But I don't know. You might want to.
Okay, well,
spoilery topics.
So the first story is 2Bs, right? Ending A is 2Bs. Ending B is 9S's, so you do 2B story, and then you do 2B story, and then
does it just like unlock 9S's, or you just go immediately to it?
So basically, you do 2B story, and then it goes straight to 9S's story, but 9S's story is just 2B's story told from 9S's perspective.
I see.
So there's not a lot of differences, to be honest. There are some, obviously, because there's some parts of the game where 9S and 2B are not in the same spot. So those are the differences, what happens to them. And there's particularly one point where there's a big difference, but at least for me personally, there wasn't enough difference to like kind of like warrant having to play through the same story again. But then after that, after you beat both those stories, you then do the so like obviously you beat 2Bs, and then it makes you go back in time, right? Back to the first level, except now you're playing it from 9S's perspective, and you played through 2B story as 9S's perspective. Then the third story starts off from after their story ends. So after the end of 2B's and 9S's story, then you go into the third story, where I won't spoil anything, but different things happen. And then some other things happen, and then you start playing as the third character in the game. I won't say who that third character is or why you're playing as them, but there is a third character you play as.
I know there's a third character. Like, I think most people know that about Nier at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to, keep it away from who you play as, but there's a third character, and then once you beat the story with them, that is the first, like, actual ending. Like, the story of that world is over at that ending. While in 2B's and 9S's story, it's not over yet. And I think there's a true ending after that, like a truer ending. But, so there's only 4 endings that are like actually canonical.
All right.
But like, so I haven't gotten to the other endings, but like I didn't think that 9S's and 2B stories were like so compelling that warranted all the time I was playing them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like I think it took me 32 hours to beat both the stories. I did do a lot of side stuff though, so that should be kept into account. Because there is some fun side things. The characters are nice though. I will give it that. The characters they're endearing. They're fun to be around.
I like a lot of the fan art I've seen of like 2B and 9S. I think it's probably not like very indicative of their real personalities, but if like 9S is doing something cute and like 2B's just kind of like admiring him, I like art like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the relationship is. It's like I like 9S's character. There's this one particular moment in the game which I think is hilarious, where 9S gets captured, right? And then like this other robot is talking to 9S through his mind. And he just flat out says, he's like, you know, you like 2B and all this stuff. He's like, you want to fuck 2B. And I thought that was hilarious. I died of laughter. I don't know, I like when characters are blunt like that.
Yeah.
I think it's because, you know, so many things try to like play around with the idea of sex and whatnot. I just like when they're just like blunt about it and it's like, yeah.
How did he take it?
He denied it.
Well.
But obviously he denied it, but then it's obviously true. Which, I mean, fair enough. It is 2B after all.
Yeah. Everyone wants to fuck 2B. It's like basically a lie if you say you don't.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll definitely give 2B that she was definitely one of the best character designs of 2017.
Did it come out in 2017?
Yeah, came out in between Horizon Zero Dawn or not in between. Came out a bit before Horizon Zero Dawn. And Zelda. Which, by the way, why the hell did they release Horizon Zero Dawn before Zelda, like 3 days before? That was a dumb idea.
Yeah, well, you know.
That game like lost everybody who was talking about it like immediately after Zelda came out.
Sometimes I assume the reason that happens is like they are set on a date and they can't really change it, and then they find out that like Zelda's coming out and they're like, well, I guess we just lose. You know, pack it up, boys.
I guess we're just fucked at this point.
Okay, so we can talk about Persona 5. What that came up. What was the conversation?
Yes. How I think Persona 5 does difficulty well enough.
Okay.
And
I am interested
it's not necessarily because of the difficulty, but more so how I played the difficulty. Because, so obviously, so Persona has the same difficulty thing, you know, where it's just more stat increases rather than, stat increases and decreases rather than, like mob changing or, you know, AI getting better or whatnot.
Yeah.
The AI might be like slightly better. I actually don't know, because I never played on the easier difficulties, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, I played it on normal the first time, and then I played New Game Plus on hard. Although I'm still not done with that. I'm in like December on that run. Yeah.
Is that like basically done, or is that really early? I don't know.
What?
I don't remember.
No, that's like almost.
No, that's basically done. That's basically done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like, fucking.
Yeah, that's like what, 2 months, I think.
I think the last playable day is like December 24th or 25th.
It might be. I don't know. Really wish the Persona games didn't do that. By the way.
What?
I wish that you could play through all the days, like, and use the last like couple things to like finish any social links. But I guess some social links wouldn't really make much sense without the backdrop of the
like the main plot.
Yeah. Although like the outside of character ones would though.
Yeah.
Like in Persona 4 at least, you know, like, have you played Persona 4?
I have not.
Okay. Well, like Persona 4 there's a social link where you tutor like a kid, right? Like you wouldn't need the backdrop of the story to do that social link.
Yeah.
But just because like, you know, they say you have a year to spend with these people, but more it's more like 10 months, maybe like 8 months to spend with these people.
I think it's 9 because it starts in like March, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just salty because I love the Persona 4 cast. They're like my favorite cast ever, so I just wanted to spend more time with them. But yeah, anyways, so Persona 5. The object of the game, you're a thief, right? You're trying to steal stuff. They have the whole sneaking mechanic where, you know, you have to hide behind things, and you know, you're a thief. You're not supposed to get caught, right? And you know, there's the whole catching mechanic with the alarm and people finding you and all this stuff, right? And you're not supposed to be found, and, you know, getting caught is a bad thing.
Yes.
Well,
all true.
When you play on hard difficulty, I feel like the difficulty being harder emphasizes this, because on normal difficulty, because I have messed around the game on normal difficulty, getting caught obviously increases like the red meter, right, until you get kicked out of the dungeon. But you can beat the mobs while getting caught, right? Like you can just, you know, beat the shit out of the guys that are attacking you and then move on.
Yeah, it is kind of a pain, especially like. Hang on, I have a.
You keep going.
Okay, there was actually an instance very early on my first playthrough. I was ambushed in Kamoshida's castle. I was ambushed by a group of like 5 succubuses, and they all Marin Karen'd every person on my team, and I game overed. Because everybody killed each other. It was terrible.
That does sound terrible. But yeah, so like, you know, like you can as long as you don't get ambushed, you can feasibly beat all the mobs without getting preemptive strikes, right?
Usually.
Yeah, usually. Obviously, there's some that you can't because, you know.
Because they all have brainwash abilities.
Yeah, but on hard difficulty, it's really hard to beat the mobs without preemptive strike. Especially if you're playing efficient, like if you're going for efficiency. Like, you know, if you want to beat the game, if you want to, like, you know, have the most amount of days possible where you're not in the dungeon. Like, I beat every dungeon in 2 days. That's how I did it. Like, the first day would be getting to the end of the dungeon, and the second day would be fighting the boss, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I did it. So, having to do it that way, right? Because I wanted the most time to hang out with everybody. Preemptive strikes were very important, right? Because the less SP I use on enemies, the better. And I also have less chance of dying, right? Because preemptive strikes make you move all the way, I'll go first. So what it ends up doing is that, and the only way to get preemptive strikes is to do the sneak attacks, right? From hiding and sneaking around. So not only does playing on a hard difficulty actually makes you have to sneak around like a thief more to not get caught and, you know, kill things without them knowing you were there, basically. And like, I really like that, because it's like, you know, I'm a thief. I'm not supposed to be just running, gunning, getting caught.
I mean, I didn't do that even on normal difficulty. I mean, you can do that.
I know. You
but,
can
like,
do
I
that.
feel like most people wouldn't.
I mean, I don't know. I don't. You underestimate most people here, my friends.
Oh, no.
At least from my experience, I've underestimated most people in that regard. But like, even if you don't though, like the fact that hard like pretty much makes it so you have to is kind of cool, because it's like it's what your character should be doing anyways, and then the harder difficulty makes it hard enough where you actually have to think about your combat and emphasize the sneaking gameplay, but not so hard that, you know, like you're getting frustrated having to do the same battle 80 times. Because the only boss battle I did more than once excessively was what the hell is his name? Oh, what the fuck is his name? The Yosuke's boss dungeon. Yusuke's, sorry.
Yusuke?
His like foster father guy.
That? Wait, you had trouble with that boss? Is that?
Yeah, that particular boss was the one I had to retry the most on, I think, if I remember correctly.
I found him pretty easy. I'm trying to like imagine doing that on hard without New Game Plus, because like with New Game Plus, it was actually a cakewalk. Not that any of them were really difficulty.
Yeah, I would say New Game Plus makes everything a cakewalk.
Yeah, like fucking you ate my jump.
You can meme pretty hard, and like I was messing around with New Game Plus. I had like Loki at like the start of the game, and that's pretty broken.
Yeah, I want to play more Persona 5, because I was where I stopped on the game. It was just before the last day of flu season, I think. Which I don't know if you know about the Reaper flu season exploit.
No, I did not know about that.
like, basically, anytime you enter Mementos on a flu season, like, enemies have, like, a 25% chance to have the Despair debuff just automatically. Which, of course, makes them, like, you know, die after just a few turns automatically, and they can't do anything. And the Reaper is not exempt. So, basically, you just go into Mementos on a flu season day, wait until the Reaper spawns, and then if he has Despair, you win. If he doesn't, you can just run and, like, kind of try and make him get Despair. Like, you can re-enter the battle, and he might have it this time.
Oh, that's really broken.
It is. And it's fantastic because flu season is only at the end of the game, which means you can use it to just grind really hard and, like, get all the personas you don't have.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Which was my plan, was to get every persona and, you know, do all that. Which, I don't remember how many, social links I still had to do. There was only a couple I had left, like the little kid. And
which one?
I think somebody else. What do you mean, which little kid? There's only, like, one.
Oh, you mean the gaming kid?
Yes.
And Futaba's technically a little.
Well,
you're right.
Not that
little.
little.
Caroline and Justine are technically little kids, but...
No, they are not.
I mean, body-wise. Those are the best Velvet Room assistants, by the way.
The best what?
They're the best Velvet Room assistants.
Hmm.
They're my favorite out of...
Well, I know why that is.
I don't like the other ones.
I would probably feel the same if I had played all the other games, but I haven't. I played, like, a little bit of Persona 3 and that's it.
Elizabeth's pretty cool too. I'm actually not the biggest fan of Margaret, despite Persona 4 being like my second favorite game of all time. But yeah, that's why I like hard difficulty on Persona 4. I mean, Persona 5. It was not overly frustrating, and it was kind of cool because I like sneaking around. I thought that was a fun mechanic, and because I had to do it, it made me feel like a badass when I got it off and made it to the end of the dungeon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was playing on hard difficulty, so, like, if I fucked up, like, once, it makes my entire... Like, you know, if I get ambushed once, I still don't want to leave the dungeon, right? And I don't want to get a game over. So now I have to fight a tough battle, and then if I, you know, get out of the tough battle, now my resources have been diminished a lot, right? So now I have to play even better. So, I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun to play on hard.
Yeah.
Which is something I can't say for most, RPGs, to be honest. Playing on hard in most RPGs is generally just more pain than it's worth.
Yeah, because it is just like stat increases. Like, you just kind of have to do like the more optimal strategy, which you probably already know.
Yeah. And then sometimes it gets RNG based, which is kind of a pain, which just makes it even more of a pain in the ass.
I mean, honestly, with a lot of RPGs, I feel that that's just how it is anyway. Like, that's why I can't get into the Final Fantasies that I've played.
Granted, they don't have difficulty settings.
They don't, but, like, I don't find them very engaging just altogether. Which, to clarify, that is Final Fantasies 7, 10, and 13. Although 13...
6.
What?
And, yeah, so you have not played 6 and or any of the ones with class changes.
I have played a little bit of 9, though, which I am interested in playing more, though. Like, I just started that.
Yeah. Have you played, RPG?
What?
Or any of the Paper Mario games?
I have played...
Super Mario RPG or Paper Mario.
Yeah, I have played Thousand Year Door almost to completion. I've never actually beaten the final boss, but I like that game quite a bit.
That is definitely one of the better RPGs that is out there.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and I do believe it. It's got a very engaging combat system.
Yeah, and like even like character and story, the characters in that game are like the most charming thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to follow
You know,
that up.
is this gonna sound this is probably gonna sound like sort of a sin RPG fan, and I have not played any of the Paper Mario games.
Really?
Yeah. And what's gonna sound even worse? I have Super Mario RPG for the SNES, like the actual copy of it, and I haven't played it yet.
Really?
Yeah. So, my best friend, who his favorite game is Super Mario RPG, like his favorite game ever is Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
And he gets really mad at me that I haven't played it yet.
I mean, I haven't either, but I don't own a physical copy.
I own a physical copy of Final Fantasy VI.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I guess it's technically Final Fantasy 3, but you know.
Yeah, it's you know.
Yeah.
That whole fucking ordeal. I don't know. I haven't played that many RPGs, I feel like. Like, I would consider myself a fan. I just don't like how bland most of them are.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you pretty much on every Final Fantasy you don't like except for 10, but I could have a possible extreme childhood attachment to 10 because it was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so, you know, it's like that. It's like the 7 for a lot of people.
Yeah. Like, I was not engaged playing 7. Like, you know, they got the materia system and everybody's like, oh, this materia system is so cool, you know? And I'm like, well, it's not really, because I get materia at certain points in the game, and like, it's obvious which materia is like optimal for which person. Like, I'm gonna put Fire and Lightning on Cloud because he has the highest magic stat. I'm gonna put like healing on Aeris because otherwise she's not doing anything. Like, it's just not that engaging.
What's actually really cool. I just want to I want to touch on that a little bit. So you haven't played Bravely Default, right?
I have not.
Okay. So
yeah.
in Bravely Default, there is 24 classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single character, there's 4 playable party characters, and every single one of them can turn into every class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every class works like this. Every class, so your character, every class has 8 skills. Whatever class you make your character, you obviously have access to all 8 of those skills. It actually might be 10 skills. I can't remember the exact number. I think it's 10. It might be 8 though. I can't remember. It's been a while. But either way, it's 8 or 10 skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your character has 4 extra skill slots that you can take skills from other classes and put them into. And then, so a total of 12 or 14 skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so now every character can have this combination, so obviously you can make them base class and then add a little bit of extra stuff using other classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in order to make it so every character isn't the same way, all the characters have a certain grade in each stat, right? So the main character, right, there's four stats. There's defense, magic defense, attack, and speed, right?
Alright.
Or actually, no, sorry. It's attack, magic, attack, defense, and speed. And every character, so the main character is B in all 4 of them, right?
Okay.
One of the female characters, she's A in attack and A in defense, but C in magic, and I think B in whatever the last one I said was.
Speed?
No, sorry, it's A in defense, A in defense, A in attack, and then B in speed, and then C in magic. And then there's another girl who's like the same thing, except magic is her big thing, and then there's one more character where speed is his big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, what's nice about them is that they get obviously do better in those classes because they have better versions of those stats, but that doesn't exempt you from trying different combinations of them, because there's some combinations that you'll find out that are like really freaking good despite those stat differences.
Mm-hmm.
So like despite like the one girl, her name is Adia, having a bad magic stat, right? What I did to her is I turned her to a warrior to make use of her high attack and defense, but I used the Mage Knight class to give her the buffs on her weapon, and that makes it so because her magic stat isn't good enough to like do damage directly with magic, right?
Right.
but her physical attack is strong enough that if you let yourself put the buffs on her weapons, she'll get the bonuses against enemies and do a significant amount more damage because her attack stat is high enough to make use of those bonuses. While the magic user, you can invest more into you can still invest into the Mage Knight class, but instead of combining it with Warrior, you can combine it with like the Spear user, for example, who generally has more hits per second, and so you apply the bonuses of the magic more.
Okay.
So like all the classes are useful for every person. You're just useful in different ways, and you can like experiment with them and make them better.
Yeah, that's real cool. Give me a second to like respond to that, because there's somebody who wants my attention in the room.
Oh, okay.
She's being very kind. Give me a sec.
Okay. So you're not happy with your job at Papa John's.
Do we have to talk about this right now? What's going on?
Do you want a job at the hardware store?
No.
No?
No.
For sure?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I don't want to work more hours.
Okay. You might be happy.
Wait, is anyone still watching? I don't know. I'm not looking at the stream. Is Pawn?
What's up?
Are people still watching?
We have 2 watchers.
I don't know who it is. Well, one of them's Owen, so I don't know who the other one is. Well, if it's Cappy or Brandon, I will watch her. I already said I watched Gurren Lagann, and Cappy, pick between Kuroko no Basket and High School of the Dead. If neither of them are there, then I guess we're fucked. I should have been looking at chat this entire time, but I don't have a way to open chat and keep my game open.
I don't think there is any chat.
Oh. Have they just been typing in Type and Talk then?
Yeah, they've just, yeah.
Well, fuck. I'll keep my Type and Talk open on my phone then.
Okay,
Great,
that sounds...
great streamer.
So, yeah, that all sounds really cool. That is what I like in RPGs, is when there is, like, stuff to think about at all. Like,
and there's some really fun combinations. Like, there's a particular broken tactic that I made, right?
mm-hmm.
So the Dark Knight has one ability. So Dark Knights in traditional video game sense, they hurt themselves to use their abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Dark Knight has an ability. It's called Dark Nebula. It is the strongest ability in the game. Like, it does the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it does the most damage, but it hurts. Not only does it hurt him by taking away his HP, it actually hits everything, including your own party, right?
I see.
So, well, the dangerous part about this is that if I used it, then I would hurt my party a lot, and the enemies would kill me off of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they would attack my party. But there's an ability you can get on one of the other classes in the game that is Darkness Absorb. So what you can do is you can put Darkness Absorb on all of your characters and then spam Dark Nebula, and you'll hit all the enemies and heal your allies at the same time.
I see. That is indeed.
It is a very broken tactic that you don't even have to use, right? Because you don't, like, obviously if you don't want to use it, you don't have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just, I was messing around with stuff and I found that and I thought it was and it actually doesn't even work. That actually does not work against the super boss because he does too much damage to warrant trying a strategy that requires that much setup. Because you have to spend the time to put the buff on all your allies and then activate the Dark Nebula. So
yeah, so
in that time,
it would take a while to.
Yeah, it takes a while to set up. So you have to have a plan to live before it all gets put together. And like, I won't lie, there is some broken stuff in the game. Particularly the ninja class is particularly broken. Because if you play the ninja class with the speed user of the game, his evasion rate becomes like insane.
I have to imagine.
Like, it's actually like an above 50% evasion rate.
I'm not a fan of accuracy and evasion in general.
Yeah. So when I played, I generally did not use that combination.
Like, it's more acceptable in like single player RPGs like that, but I feel like I don't know, in a lot of games it just is not welcome at all. Like in Fire Emblem, where I get that it's kind of like a, you know, simulation thing where you gotta adapt your strategy based on, you know, what things work out and which things don't. But like, you know, everybody resets in Fire Emblem anyways. Like, if you lose a character, you are going to reset. Almost nobody won't. So like, and the fact that you can
just figure out how to choose, Cappy. You're a girl. So,
Where
boobs or boys? Because she's in chat. She says, how can I choose between boobs or boys? Or my boys? In Type and Talk.
Oh, I was in the wrong chat.
Are we streaming on YouTube? Isn't there a chat on YouTube?
We are. There is, in fact, a chat on YouTube, Cappy.
That I can't read, though, because I'm retarded.
You can't read, but I can read it. Because I have 2 monitors.
I'm gonna get a second monitor, but money.
I think a second monitor is one of the first things I bought after I got a job.
But yeah, Bravely Default has a lot of stuff like that, and like it isn't just limited to that example I gave you. Obviously, there's lots of combinations.
That sounds really cool. Like that's what is interesting about RPGs to me is when there's like a whole lot of customization and you kind of have to, you know, do things that work for you. I like that in games in general. That's why I'm real upset that Blacklight Retribution is not a good game. Because it has that. It has like the ultimate customization with your guns. And it's fantastic, but it's like pay to win, and it has all of these really poor design decisions, and I hate it. Except it feels great. The gunplay is great. Everything else about it is terrible. And I want to make that exact game, but good. That's my goal.
What's it called? Another thing too, just because you know you were talking about RPGs, and then like the way you can look at it is think of Fire Emblem 6 as like the polar opposite of that, but like not in a bad way. Like instead of everyone being able to do like a bunch of different things, everybody in Fire Emblem 6 has, or sorry, in Final Fantasy 6.
Oh yeah, I think I didn't even finish my point about that, about like accuracy.
Oh yeah, you want to do that then?
Yeah, basically just, if my character misses and the entire strategy fails because of that, and the strategy will work if everything goes according to plan, but I still have to reset 15 times to clear a map, that is a bad game. Yeah. And I don't want to play it. That's my opinion on Fire Emblem.
Well, I think there's Fire Emblem definitely does have a lot of ways to circumvent it though. Accuracy, a good accuracy in Fire Emblem is not hard to get.
That's true.
It's just that I do agree that sometimes it can be particularly frustrating.
Yeah, well, like, it is impossible to get like perfect accuracy though, which is a problem.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. It's easy to get perfect accuracy if you're dealing with it's the speedy units that it's hard to get perfect accuracy on. So like Swordmasters and Thieves are like the only ones that are like particularly hard to get a perfect accuracy on. But like mages and like paladins and stuff, you can get perfect accuracy on them generally most of the time, as long as they're using what weapons they're weak to. But like, you're right. In particular, there is some circumstances where it can be frustrating, especially when you like, when you have like a 90% hit chance and then you miss. Yeah. It's like, okay, kill me, please.
It's like, oh, I just gotta reset.
End up losing chapter because of it. But I don't mind the hit accuracy thing. I think it makes like for an interesting dynamic. It just it makes Fire Emblem a lot more fun to play with save states.
Yeah, that's true.
Because this like does go terribly wrong because you decide to bet on something. Like obviously low accuracy at the beginning of a chapter isn't the worst, but like when you're like 20 turns into a chapter and then one of your characters dies because they missed, it's like, okay, I actually hate this game now.
Yeah. Special shoutouts to Pokemon. 70% hit rate moves.
Fuck you. They're not 70%. They're not 70%. It's a lie.
It's like, yeah, it'll hit, maybe. 70% sounds like a lot until you actually start using it. Huh?
Yeah. I think it could be something could be said for it when Blizzard getting nerfed to 7% accuracy in Gen 2 made the moves like worthless.
Yeah. Well, also freeze mechanics weren't broken.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, Ice Beam was still used a lot, so. Freeze in Gen 1 is actually retarded.
Yeah. Oh. Do you want to, like, switch characters?
Yeah.
He says yeah.
I don't know anything about Hoseki or Blood Plus. Or do I? No, I don't. Because Blood Plus is not Blood C. Not that I know anything about Blood C either. But... I don't know anything about Hoseki, though.
I feel like Ice Climbers are not good stream characters. But I can barely wobble, so it's okay. And by barely wobble, that is to mean to say I actually have never successfully done a wobble. I've not done a single wobble. I also don't know any, like, tech. I just think they're really fun.
I play against Ice Climbers literally all the time. I think I played against Ice Climbers every day for like 3 months.
Oh, nice.
My best friend plays Ice Climbers. That's why. My real life best friend, I should say. I don't have many friends in real life.
I was getting to a point somewhere in here.
Something about accuracy?
Something, I think I finished my accuracy point. There was like some other hanging thread of conversation, I'm very sure, and I'm very concerned right now.
Something about Bravely Default?
I don't think so. Probably something else about RPGs. That RPGs aren't good, and Final Fantasy is a bad franchise, and everybody should feel bad for liking it and thinking that they're good games. That's the whole point. I don't know about 6.
What I was gonna say about 6 is, like, think of 6 as the opposite of Bravely Default, but not in the negative way, in that every character is so hilariously... It makes it really interesting to play them all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they're all so unique from each other, you actually have to think about who you need into your party, right? Because they all do such different things that different combinations will work in different ways. I mean, I don't think I need to gush about how awesome the fact that one of the characters fighting game inputs in their moves. That's like actually the coolest thing ever. And like, oh, another thing about that I didn't tell you, but I never talked to you about it once before. And it's not even like you have to, you know, you just have to do them and then the move will activate. You have a timer before it goes off. So if you miss the timing, then you don't get to have the move to go off at all. So you actually have to be like good at using the input and doing it quick because it's a short timer. But I just think it's really cool. That's probably because I am a fighting game player.
Right.
I mean, to make my character use a fireball, I have to do a fireball input is pretty cool.
I am a fan of that idea. I don't know if it would necessarily make the game better for me. Like, I played a little bit of Lisa. I didn't get that far. Which is to say, I got to the part where you have to, like, choose to sacrifice either your arm or an ally. And I went, what the fuck? This game is, like, great, but I also don't want to play it. Like, I can't handle it. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sure it's fantastic. But I just can't deal.
Have you beaten Undertale?
Yes, I have. 3 times. And everybody who plays that game and talks about it on Tumblr is a pussy bitch. Genocide Run is the best run, because it's the most fun. And if you think anything else, you are...
I mean, that's the only way to get the super boss, so that's why you have to do it.
Yeah, well, I feel like people bring up these concepts like, oh, you know, that's the point of the game. That's the first time I've ever done a knee, by the way. It's the first time captured live for an audience of 3 people. Thank you all for watching.
3 people now.
I'm gonna beat Wizrobe at SmashCon 2018.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there to support you, Paul.
Shit, I literally forgot that you need to L cancel. That's something that I just remembered.
That's playing Peach right there. That's a Peach thing.
Hey, look, I did it. What are we talking about? Undertale? Yeah. There is... if you care about fictional characters, you're a fucking moron. That is actually the opposite of my opinion on the matter, but the characters in Undertale are not that engaging, and that's just a fact.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's wrong to care about fictional characters. I thought that was the point.
To care about them to the degree that you don't want to do a genocide run when they are as shallow as they are in Undertale, I think is a weakness as a human being.
Jesus. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I guess I can kind of see.
I don't know how much I feel the things I'm saying. I'm just saying them because they sound pretty cool.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
it's all for entertainment.
Yeah, it's just it's kayfabe. I am Captain Kayfabe. I've never seen actually a video with Captain Kayfabe in it. I just know he's there, and I am playing as Captain Falcon. Nice. The downward reach on fucking Martha Roy's forward smash is too much.
Awesome.
It is ridiculous.
It's great.
It's too big.
Oh god, you want me to do this matchup? Are you kidding me? Do you know how long? Why are you playing as Daisy?
Because I want to.
Get your bullshit out of here.
This is my secondary color.
Daisy, this is first of all, this is like the ugliest color that Peach has for.
That's true. What about it?
And it's based off of Daisy. I don't know why you would ever want a color based off of Daisy. I don't think there's a fictional character that's more worthless in its existence than Daisy.
She's just a tennis partner for Peach, you know? Why does everybody love Waluigi but hate Daisy, you know? Like, why you gotta be this way?
Because Daisy's got no personality.
Why isn't there a literal Daisy, like, switch for Peach in Smash 4? Like, they made this big deal about how they're doing, like, character alternate costumes, and then they just did almost nothing with it.
Why didn't they go? I don't understand why they don't do alternate costumes for Smash. It's such an easy concept, and it would mean we don't have to have shitty character clones like Lucina in the game, and I could be happy.
Well, no, they did, remember? In Smash 4.
Oh, yeah.
They have, like...
Oh, yeah,
all the Bowserlings can be Bowser Jr. You can be like Alf for Olimar. Like, it is there, they just didn't do that much with it, which surprised me. I thought from the way they were talking about it before the game was released, like they were gonna do a lot with it, but then, you know.
What's really weird is that why Dark Pit isn't just an alt for Pit when Dark Pit itself was a color for Pit in Brawl.
He was gonna be at first, and same with Lucina and Dr. Mario, but then they just kind of like felt like making clones. I guess they had the time.
I suppose. Seems kind of a cop-out though. I mean, whatever. I guess they're not the worst character in the world.
Yeah.
And Lucina does have a Noe color, so that makes me happy.
Yeah. The thing that I've heard about it, which I find makes me have literally no issue with it, is that they said, the clones were all kind of last-minute additions. Even if they didn't
take the spots of any characters that could have potentially been.
Yeah, because even if they had spent as much time on all the clones on just a single new character, it still wouldn't have been done. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I generally probably feel like that's how most clones are. Is that like they're just kind of not there to take spots. They're just kind of there because I guess we didn't have any time. We didn't have time. We had time, but not enough time.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, in Melee, all the clones are like super different from their regular counterparts and how they play. So.
Yeah, but I mean, Melee had a somewhat infamous development cycle, as you may recall. They made it in like 2 years.
How they make such a great game in 2 years?
Through hard work and guts.
And yeah, and half the game doesn't work, but that's besides the point. Look, it's a beautiful accident, and we just leave it at that. Damn it.
How you feel about that?
I feel like I'm playing Roy.
Well. Oh. I feel like we're playing on Yoshi's.
Look, Roy's also got a Jangar on Peach, though.
Yeah, because he has a lot of Marth, just not the Marth. He has all the Marth without any of the good.
I fall way too fast. Like, way too fast.
No, it is just fast enough. Roy is way more satisfying to jump with than Marth. Fuck.
That's what we call baiting the roll, my friend. Maybe you should have learned it sometime.
I don't remember rolling. I'm barely paying attention.
You did roll. What else can we talk about? We've gotten our RPG talk out of the way.
I don't know. We can keep talking about RPGs.
I mean, I think we pretty much said whatever we need to say. Like, I can talk about Tales, but like, you don't really play. Not only have you not played many Tales, the one Tales game you play you did not like.
I have played Tales of the Abyss, which I didn't like that much either.
Oh well. I actually haven't played Tales of the Abyss. I have played Exilia 2, Zestiria, Berseria, or Berseria, whatever you want to call it, Vesperia, and Symphonia.
Yeah, I played Tales of the Abyss. I was borrowing it from a friend, and like a couple of hours after playing it, I told her some major plot twists that I predicted, and she was very upset that I did predict the major plot twists. Which I do that a lot when I borrow stuff from her. It's kind of uncanny, and it's very funny.
Maybe it just like activates something in your brain. When it's a game that she likes, it's just like, okay.
It's just like
he has to guess everything correctly. God wills it.
We got a comment from Big Boy Fargo. He says, Roy, the Marthlet.
The Marthlet. He really is in this game, too.
Roy main Marthlet cucks. When will they learn to play the better character and just deal with it?
I play both. How is that?
I mean, you don't play Roy. You just play Marth.
Roy's one of my low. Roy's one of my low tiers. Roy's one of my low tiers. Roy and Link.
Yeah.
And I played Roy and PM. Roy was my main in PM. So.
That is the case. You have told me that.
Yes.
But PM is dead, so.
That's also why I'm decent with Roy and Melee.
I've never played PM.
No. My internet just decided, well, not my internet, my computer decided to give me a notification. Fuck you. You know what's funny about Roy being a Marthlet too? Is that his sword is literally just shorter.
Is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, its hitbox is not as good, no. Mars is a little bit longer. But I mean, even in actual lore of their games, Roy uses a broadsword while Marth uses a rapier, so...
Even in the actual lore of the games, Roy is just a Marthlet.
Oh, they're not even from the same... I actually thought for the longest time... Oh, is Fargo still here?
I don't know. I don't know if he's watching. Oh, look, there actually is some chat from Fargo and Cappy.
Okay, Fargo.
Fargo says, "Wow, look at Sky, the bad opinion haver."
Why am I the bad opinion haver?
Because you have bad opinions. And
on what?
I don't know. I don't remember what we might have been talking about. And he says he is still here.
What to ask him? Because I can't read the chat and they're not typing in type and talk. So ask them what bad opinions it was. Or they can hear me.
You can just say it. They can fucking hear you.
Fargo,
it's a live
what is
stream.
The bad opinion that I have? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've never done this before.
Oh, you have bad opinions on Daisy.
Oh, fuck you, Fargo. Daisy is garbage.
I mean,
no, Fargo, you want to hear something hilarious? Okay, so for the longest time, I thought that Hector was Marth's dad.
Excellent. I don't even know who Hector is, and I know that's not the truth.
It's because Hector's got blue hair and Marth's got blue hair. I also used to think that like Roy and Marth were related somehow, which they're not. Well, I mean, besides the fact that they're both from Fire Emblem, but that's it. In fact, Roy is the one who's more related to Hector than. I also did say that Eliwood was Hector, was Roy's dad, which is why I thought that Hector was Marth's dad. At least I got one right.
Now he's just saying lol in chat, but I'm not sure to what because the stream is lagging a bit. It's a little bit behind, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully it's that.
Suffice it to say, he finds you and your bad opinions pretty funny. Oh, I thought
Daisy
it was dead.
is
Took my
actually
hand off the
worthless.
controller.
There's no reason that Daisy needs to exist.
She need for Peach Double tennis.
Tennis. That's why she needs to exist, for tennis.
How do you not know?
Power Tennis is a great game.
I haven't played a Mario sports game in a long time. Not since Blockbuster existed.
Can we net play some of other games?
We
I
could.
don't know if you can with this net play.
Yeah, you can. I don't have any. Unless you want to net play Shadow the Hedgehog multiplayer.
I do not.
Actually, I think I might have that on the PS2 emulator, so I don't know.
We can play. I have Mario Kart Double Dash though.
Nice. That is the best Mario Kart.
I think I like 8 the most, but Double Dash is pretty good.
8 is probably a close second, but I still like Double Dash the best. I like having access to multiple items and shit.
Well, you do in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But you do.
I never had Deluxe. I got the original when it came out. Why am I being punished for it? Where? That's my opinion. Don't release things for free after I've bought them. Because it makes me feel like an asshole. What?
You know why Double Dash isn't the best Mario Kart?
Why?
Because you can't play a Shy Guy, and that makes me upset.
Shy Guy is pretty cool. I had an idea one time that I thought about making a video about. I don't know if I will. It was basically the idea that men are inherently more anonymous and featureless than women because people will sexualize anything female, and I was gonna use a picture of like a female Shy Guy as evidence for that.
Huh.
Whereas, like, you know, we got Slender Man, he's featureless, you know, the Men in Black, you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I was gonna make that, like, in preparation for the inevitable Women in Black. I don't know, are we beyond that wave yet?
What?
Did the Ghostbusters reboot, like, fail hard enough to convince everybody that, like, women reboots are a bad idea?
Damn. Sexist. Fuck!
Yeah, I know, I'm so sexist for having, like, fucking...
I'm joking.
Yeah, well, it's sarcasm.
Yeah, well, look, you're dead. You suck.
Man, Roy's Dare is pretty garbage, says Fargo.
Yeah, kind of.
Don't need to...
It's almost like Roy is a shit character. The only thing good about Roy, the only thing that Roy has better than Marth, and this is even arguable, is his down tilt. But Marth's down tilt is also insanely good, so that might not even be true. You can make... There is one thing that does work with Roy. It doesn't work on Peach, though. But on fast fallers, you can dare fast fall L cancel into forward smash. That does work.
Interesting.
You can also do that, I guess.
I can also just not DI that.
Oh, that might have killed regardless. That's a really strong attack.
Yeah, I mean, but I also didn't DI it, which is a problem.
Well, yeah, but what do you DI? That's the real question.
Some things is the answer.
God, like, that does nothing. I don't know why I ever attempt to do that. Because I fall like a brick, too, so I have to spend my energy getting back, and that happens.
No. Why isn't my
Like,
down smash bigger? Why isn't it bigger than it already is, so that I can always hit you with it, no matter where you are?
Cause that would be kind of broken. No, you're supposed to. You bastard! You missed.
I think. Wait a minute. Okay. Is his name the Kayfabe Commander and not Captain Kayfabe? I think that's the truth. I brought up Captain Kayfabe earlier, but it just occurred to me that that's probably not his name.
Who the hell is Captain Kayfabe?
The Kayfabe Commander, one of Endless Jess's many alter egos.
Oh, I don't watch Endless Jess.
Well, that's your problem.
Maybe. I don't watch like any of the PCP besides Digi, and even then, not really anymore.
Yeah, well, they're basically the only YouTube that I watch for the most part.
I watch like one Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber and a RuneScape YouTuber.
Nice.
Like basically 2 games that I don't play anymore, just because I still like them, but I don't want to play them myself. So I just watch YouTube videos about them.
I get that. I watched some Beyblade videos the other day.
Although I wouldn't mind playing RuneScape again, but I am waiting for.
Yeah, group Iron Man so we can all spurg out together.
It's gonna be a good time. I can't wait. Actually,
it is gonna be a good time. I do believe that. Man, Sky, you don't even watch Jess, says Fargo.
No, I do not. Do you? I thought you didn't. Maybe you just don't watch Digi.
Jess is Jesus Christ. He is the reincarnation. He's the second coming.
I will tell you that I do love the first clip in the Wii with him Digi videos. I think he's hilarious.
Did you watch all the Plebe and the Weebs?
Just the first one.
They only get better. There's a couple ones where you have to power through, but the finale is probably the best thing Digi's ever created.
Huh.
Well, Jess created it, but Digi takes part in it, so.
Ooh, that slide off. I didn't even mean to do that.
Whoa. Fargo says...
That's next level tech.
I'm keeping up with more of his recent stuff. I don't know if he's talking about Digi or Jess.
I don't know either.
What? Ah, shit.
I made that back, too. I'm really surprised. I hate you. You're just supposed to let that happen. I'm so sad that I can't turn around Roy's side B in this game.
Says Jess. He's keeping up with some of Jess's more recent stuff. Fuck. Damn.
God, I love moving in Melee. Moving in Melee is so much fun. I don't understand how you can play any other Smash. XD.
Oop.
I don't understand how you can play any other fighting game when Melee has movement like it does. Except...
Oop. There I go.
Ooh! That's what you get for not DIing in.
I think I did.
Okay, never mind. It just hurt a lot. I guess it was right at edge.
Quit
No.
recovering. I'm too tired to make a concerted effort to edgeguard you, so just stop, please.
Okay, I just won't recover. So anytime you get me off stage, I'll just die, okay?
Alright.
That's if you can even get me off stage, of course.
If you can, he says. As though I did not just have him off stage.
Now I got a hard DI in though now.
Well.
No. Stop. Stop.
Man, he wasn't kidding.
I said I would. I'm not gonna go back on my word. Oh, that was supposed to be a dare.
shoot. I was trying to land on the platform, but you know what? I never have wave landed during a match. That's a lie. I have.
Why am I even doing this to myself? Why am I...
I don't know.
Why am I not recovering? I guess you need the handicap, considering.
Yeah,
considering
I need
I'm
the
playing
handicap. Oh,
you know,
boy.
the most terrifying character in Melee.
Glad we were on the same page there. Do you have any other stories we can launch into?
I don't know. About how I disrespected Bizarro Flame, except many people here won't get that, so never mind.
Wait a minute, what?
I disrespected Bizarro Flame.
Okay, I do remember that happened. But
yeah, because I hit him.
What was your excuse for not talking about it?
Oh, because no one... How many people think here know who Bizarro Flame is?
This is a Melee stream. You know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, but our viewers... I don't know, ask Fargo. Fargo and Cappy, do you guys know who Bizarro Flame is?
More people than just the live viewers can watch this
Shut
stream,
up.
you know?
Fine, okay. Bizarro Flame is a guy.
Yes.
No, but anyways, all I did basically is that I read his role on a platform, and then I up smashed him with Marth, and I killed him. And then he told me to hold that.
So hold that dick.
He said, you hold that W.
And then he up tilted you.
Yes, he did, actually. And then he real life up tilted me. Not real life, but... Can you walk into this? No? How did that miss? I'm just gonna do this. Oh my godness, I hate this game. Oh my godness.
That same friend I mentioned who lent me, Tales of the Abyss, she's a Lucina main in Smash 4 and Marth, so I'm pretty used to counter spam. I'm used to dealing with it.
Wow, that missed! This will work, I promise you. I promise you before this match ends, this I have you scared. I have you scared.
Yeah, I'm real scared.
I can see that. I can see you're not...
I'm real scared I'm not gonna get this 4-stock.
Oh, you're gonna lose this game, don't worry. Don't even have to worry about getting the 4-stock. Oh! Reverse 3-stock incoming.
LMAO. He thought that he had me. But the turnip bruise was a distraction. Distraction.
Have you watched Mahou Shoujo Shite?
Not yet. It's not on Crunchy, I think. Is it on Crunchy?
It's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. You have to torrent it. Well, I mean, I guess you could watch it on a website, but I torrented it.
Yeah. I don't keep up with seasonal shows that well if they're not on Crunchy, because I always forget, like, when they come out.
Fair enough. I get that. Are you watching Lupin?
No.
That makes me very upset.
I probably will eventually, but like, I don't know.
Are you watching Megalobox?
Yes.
Is it good?
Yes. Are you?
Yes, I am.
You had to ask me. I was like, wait, well, yeah, you would know if you had seen it, right? Because it is good.
It's very good.
I don't know if you could argue that that show isn't good. Like,
that
you
show
know,
has so much style. I love it so much.
We'll see how it goes, but like, based on these first couple episodes, yeah, it's going places. I saw somebody refuse to watch it on the basis that they downscaled the resolution and he just could not abide that.
That never happened.
I hit the wrong button, but it's okay. I'm like, come on, man. Don't let that be the reason that you don't watch this show. Like, I get if you think it's stupid, because it kind of is, but, like, this show's just too good not to watch for, like, such a dumb reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very... Lupin's also really good. I really recommend Lupin.
Would you say it's like that much better than Part 4 or anything?
I haven't seen Part 4.
Oh.
I haven't watched any Lupin. I started with Part 5 because we were watching it for the cast that we did.
Oh yeah, you guys did that.
And I watched 2 more episodes last night, and I gotta say, I went back on all the words I've ever said in my life, actually, about Lupin.
Shit.
Because I said in the cast that I never liked any Lupin girls. Right? Like, I know a lot of people really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been a big fan of them. And then I watched Part 5, and there's the main girl of Part 5, Amy. She's like the red-haired girl. I don't know if you've ever seen what she looks like.
She's got like a fluffy bob kind of. It's like medium length. Yeah. I've seen screenshots. She is cute.
And she is actually the greatest thing in this universe at the moment.
I believe that.
Not actually, but she is amazing, and I love her. And she made me take back every word I've ever said about a Lupin girl in my life. So
I don't know. I was like several episodes into a woman named Fujiko Mine, and I was having a real good time with that. I just haven't
don't throw that.
I will throw it.
Nice, you missed. Good job, loser. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to be rude.
No, be rude. I deserve it. I missed.
But yeah, Lupin is super stylish, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really badass.
Yeah, they're really eager.
Dealt with,
like I don't know if you know about a woman named Fujiko Mine.
No.
That it's like super R-rated. There's like all sorts of gore and nudity. I feel like the director or whoever, they just went, hey, guess what? We can get out Fujiko Mine's tits. It's finally happening after all these years of Lupin. It's happening, and they just go for it. It's like, I have to imagine it's like the same thing if they suddenly went, hey, look, we can make an R-rated version of One Piece, and we can get Nami's tits out. Everybody would be like, dude, hell fucking yeah. I've never wanted this. I've never wanted anything more, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that level of fucking. It's great.
Yeah. No. In the first episode of Part 5, which makes me feel like I'm talking about JoJo when I say it like that. But I don't know if Lupin had a manga adapted from a manga or a light novel or whatnot.
I don't recall. I think I heard like there was a manga at the beginning. I don't know if that's still going. But that it was generally not as good as the anime.
Okay. But in like the first episode, like Lupin gets like meth delivered to him.
Because what? Meth.
Yeah, because he's like dealing in the black market, right?
Mm.
And then in the current episode, like they just dealt with like all the best hitmen in the world, right? Like from actual assassin websites. And Amy, she used to be part of child pornography as well, and they just kind of bring that up.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, they're not messing around with the subject matter in this one. But I like that a lot, just because, you know, Lupin is the greatest thief in the world, so no wonder he would know about, you know.
He'd get mixed up in that, like, shady business.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I was like Lupin wasn't like moving child pornography. It was just that he was. I thought they would do that, right?
But
like, you know,
he's a gentleman thief. He's not looting lollies.
Looting older girls though.
Hello. Who are you?
Are we discussing lollies?
No,
we're on
live
stream.
streaming.
What?
We're live streaming.
Should I leave?
I mean, you can feel free to stay, but
that's up to Pawn, I guess.
I mean, you're not watching the game we're playing, so.
Get net play and then you could join, I guess.
Oh no.
But other than that, I guess there's not really much for you to do here.
Oh shit.
Good job, Pawn. But yeah, really enjoyed the episodes of Lupin I've watched, and Ami is currently the best girl of this season. That's all I have to say.
Oh man. Fucking.
And I don't normally do that. I don't normally say who best girl is. I think it's kind of stupid. But
yeah, well,
for this case, I will make an exception.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, what am I watching this season? Who's pushing my buttons this season? I don't know.
Pushing the buttons.
Yeah, pushing my buttons. All the right buttons, you know.
Is Fargo and Cappy still here?
I don't know. Why don't you just not be too concerned with it?
Because I wanted to ask them something, but never mind it.
Just ask chat. Say, hey chat.
No,
you know,
fuck
that's what
chat.
streamers do. Dude, they are
You're not a
chat.
streamer. No, they're friends.
Hello, chat here.
Hi, chat.
It's chat. Chat,
Hey,
what's your
it's
favorite
chat.
girl this season?
Yeah.
My girlfriend.
We're streaming on
That's a
YouTube.
lie.
I see you said, where are you streaming? We are streaming on YouTube on the Ohio Nation channel.
See, I gotta get used to this whole thing, Pawn, okay? Who's the best girl in Melee, then? That's the real question.
Peach.
There's like 3. 4? Who's the 4th? Nana, right. Is one of the Pikachu's a
Nana?
girl or is the Pikachu a male? I don't know if the Pikachu's a male Pikachu or a female Pikachu.
I can't remember. I don't know if there is a canon answer there.
Well, no, you can just check by the tail.
True. Although, I don't know when they added gender disparity for Pikachus. I feel like they just added it at some point. I don't know if it was
I
the
think it
same...
was there from the beginning. It might
What?
not be. Or it
No,
might-
I don't think gender disparity was in there at all until, like, Generation 4. Maybe
Oh.
3. Because, like, there weren't even genders until Gen 2.
Fair enough. Best Nintendo girl is Zelda from Breath of the Wild, though.
See, she's not even, like, my favorite version of Zelda. I think I like Skyward Sword more. And maybe Spirit Tracks.
Spirit Tracks is pretty good. I mean, I love every version of Zelda, but biggest
They're-
childhood attachment to them.
They're mostly
but,
pretty good.
But Breath of the Wild Zelda is technically my favorite. Samus is also pretty high up there.
Yeah, actually, Samus is actually probably my real favorite Nintendo girl. I just haven't played any of her games in a while because there haven't been any, you know.
I mean, did you play Samus Returns and or AM2R?
I did play Samus Returns. I didn't finish it. I kind of forgot that I had it. I think I was pretty close to the end.
What's your favorite Metroid game? Out of the ones you played?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Good question. My favorite 2D one is Fusion, but I think I like
Nice.
Prime Trilogy more.
Well, I'm still playing through the Prime Trilogy, so I couldn't say, but Fusion is definitely the best 2D one. Good on you.
I'm not sure which of my favorite, or which of the Prime Trilogy is my favorite. Maybe 2.
2 is the one I'm most interested in. I'm playing through 1 at the moment. Well, not really at the moment. but I
I've beaten
was.
1 twice. I did a 100% run the second time. I've only played 2 and 3 once each, but I did start 2. I did play the beginning of 2 again at some point, and it has a really interesting opening.
Does it?
Yeah, where you like, there's like a, you know, emergency Federation ship signal on a planet's surface, and you know, you're like going to check that out, and you fight Federation zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they're real spooky looking, like, they
Oh,
don't,
yeah, I
they don't
remember
make
that now. I
zombies
remember-
that spooky looking, you know? What the fuck happened to my jump? Why did that take so long?
I mean, I think, honestly, I think Metroid games themselves are just kind of scary.
They are pretty spooky.
Like, especially, like, I was, like, it's not, they're not the most scariest games in the world, obviously, but, like, playing Metroid Prime 1 is kind of unsettling. It's very quiet, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Although, Metroid Prime 1 has really good music.
No, it does have really good music, but, like, obviously the music isn't the quiet part, but, like, everything else is, like, strangely quiet.
Mm.
Very atmospheric, but obviously that's why everyone loves them. Definitely gotta play through. There's a lot of like old classic Nintendo games that I need to play through. Like I've played most of the classic Zelda games, and a good amount of the classic Metroid ones, but not like those ones. I'm trying to play through the classic Fire Emblems, Final Fantasies. I played through a lot of the classic. I played okay amount of the classic Kirby's. Pokemon, I played all of them. So.
Oh yeah, I'm still making my way through. I think it's Soul Silver that I have. It's the only one that I have never beaten. I'm still doing my run through of that. I just got it like a little while ago. I didn't get it at the time, and like I guess ever since then I was just kind of like waiting for it to go down in price, but then it just kind of never did. It's like I would just kind of like remember every once in a while. It'd be like, oh yeah, I should still play that, and then I would look it up and it would be like still like $36, and I'm like, what the heck? But eventually I caved and just bought it. It's really good. You know, everybody says it's like the best Pokemon game, and I was like, well, of course that'd be the only one that I've never played. Gen 2 in general, I actually have the least experience with. Gold was the game that I played the most when I was younger, but that was like before I was really able to read. My comprehension was pretty low back then, so I do recall having beaten it, although I don't remember if I ever beat Kanto. I do remember just having like a level 80 for Alligator, but like, and beating the Pokemon League, but I don't know if I beat Kanto. Like, to me as a kid it sounded like a fake thing, like, oh, you can go back to Kanto, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I bet Mew's under the truck too, right? But no, that's real. That's just a feature of the game.
That's like the coolest thing in a video game ever, by the way.
What, that you can just play through the original game, like the map?
Yeah. But like it's actually changed.
Yeah. Oh, Fargo's heading out. He was still in chat.
Bye bye. Roy's our boy. Fuck.
Hey.
Yeah, Gen 2 is my favorite. Soul Silver is particularly my favorite. It's Soul Silver or Platinum is the game.
So, Gen 4 is your favorite.
Well, I think like if we're counting all the new because Gen 2 doesn't have a lot of new Pokemon, right? So, my favorite Pokemon is Gen 1, and then my favorite overall bunch of Pokemon is Gen 4.
I think Gen 4 is usually considered the weakest in terms of Pokemon.
Like the amount of new ones?
Like the quality of the new ones.
Oh really? I think it's like the best. I think Gen 6 is the worst in terms of the quality of the new ones.
Really?
Yeah, I think I would go. Okay, Gen 4 might not be the best because Gen 7 is really good in terms of quality of the new ones. But I would probably go Gen 4, then Gen 7, then I guess we won't be counting Gen 1 since those aren't technically the new ones.
Wait, what?
I mean, I guess they are. Like, I don't know. If we're talking about like my favorite Pokemon gen, like I have a lot of bias towards 1 only because my favorite Pokemon is in Gen 1. So,
give me 1 second to remember what that is. Your favorite Pokemon is I don't know.
Okay, here, I'll give you a hint. My name.
Oh right, fucking Dragonite.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. And my favorite is Scizor. The Scizor is rad.
Scizor is pretty cool. My favorite Pokemon from like each gen is usually always the Dragon type. Like Garchomp's my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon. Excuse me. My favorite Gen 3 Pokemon is Flygon. or Altaria. Either one works.
You're one of those boys.
But like, oh, sorry, Rayquaza. Rayquaza is actually my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. I completely forgot Rayquaza existed. Yeah, and my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon could be Garchomp, Giratina. Either way, it's still a dragon. So
Gen 3 definitely has the best legendaries, I think. If not, like even if you don't agree that the legendaries themselves are great, which I know some people don't, I think the way that they are handled in Gen 3 is ideal.
Yes, I agree. Especially, actually, I think they're handled even better in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Do you? I disagree.
I like that they're like a primal force, like as they should be.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, they definitely are in
I guess they're like that in 3 too, I guess.
Yeah,
And,
like you know they.
I agree with you though.
Yeah, like you've got your main two guys, you know, based on the version, who are like, you know, the big boss. Like everybody talks about him. They're like, dude, there's this legendary Pokemon out there, and you know, at the end of the game, you fight him like it's the RPG thing. You fight God, but it's not like a huge God or anything. It's just like a real primal being, you know. It's not fucking. It's no Persona boss. It's no.
It's like planet destroying, but like that's kind of it.
It's like
go any farther than that.
It's like Continent Buster. It's like this guy can
they're
do
definitely
some.
Planet Busters, actually, I would say.
I mean, well.
No, okay.
On the fucking universal power scale, but like in game, in the like context of the game, where like things you could reasonably expect them to do, they're just gonna like mess stuff up a little bit, and it's gonna be pretty bad. And like as a 10-year-old child, you do what you can to stop them, which is capture them in your Pokemon Monster Balls, and that's great. I like it a lot, and I think. Like in Gen 3, it's like the only time that they quite got it right. Gen 5 is pretty close. The fact that you are actually forced.
Gen 1 and Gen 2.
Yeah, there's nothing like that in Gen 1 or 2. The fact that you were forced to capture the legendary in Gen 5 is dumb, and I hate it. But other than that, I think they are handled pretty well. Gen 6 is definitely too large scale. Gen 7 is alright. But then what else do you have in Gen 3? You've got Rayquaza, who's like this cool guy. He's really cool in Ruby and Sapphire, because like, you know, I don't remember how much there is in-game alluding to Rayquaza in Ruby and Sapphire. But the fact that he's just kind of off in this tower that you can only reach after a certain point of the game, and he's like really high level, and he's like an optional boss, that's cool. And then the fact that in Emerald he's actually really relevant is again really cool.
He has the coolest role of any Pokemon, I think. Like the protector of the planet. So like when Kyogre and Groudon like go crazy, he's like, yo, he's like
just chill.
Yeah.
He's really cool. And then
he's
the
also,
Reggies.
Like, he's also the best in terms of the trio. Like I think he is the best example of like he is definitely the strongest of the trio. You know, like he's definitely supposed to be the like the thing that's supposed to stop the other two from fighting.
Yeah.
Like, well, Giratina isn't really like that.
Yeah, Giratina's
like,
just kind of
he does stop them from fighting, right?
That's not what he's even his role. Giratina's just Satan.
No, that's what I mean though. That's what I mean though. That's not his role. He does stop them from fighting, but his role isn't to stop them from fighting. He just ended up doing it because I guess they're just being annoying.
Yeah, Giratina's not as cool.
I mean, Giratina is like my favorite. One of my favorite is my second favorite Pokemon.
I think Ghost Dragon's a really cool typing. I like Origin Form Giratina. I think the idea of a Satan Pokemon is absolutely ridiculous, and it's just funny to me that it exists. But I think its design, in light of what it is really good.
I think the Gen 4 trio would probably have been a lot better actually if you couldn't catch them. Because it doesn't really make much sense that you can.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got, like, headcanons about that, you know? There's a lot of headcanon around those guys. I like the idea that, like, the Thousand Arms alluded to in Arceus' Pokedex entry, like, are the forms of Dialga, Palkia, and Arceus that you can catch.
Oh, okay.
Like, those are Arceus' Thousand Arms, and that there's, like, actually a bunch of them. Because Arceus, I think there's an event where Arceus literally can give you an egg of Dialga,
Yeah.
Palkia, or Giratina.
That's in Soul Silver and
Right. So, fucking
Shit.
Fox. Well, that's what you get. So yeah, I don't have that much of a problem with them, like, in that interpretation. But, yeah, they are kind of large scale, and it is a little bit of a problem. Gen 3...
I don't hate their existence, though. I think they're a cool existence.
Yeah, they're alright.
Because we already have Pokemon that embodied the forces of nature. Why not have one that embodies space and time?
What the fuck? Damn, you went for it.
I mean, I like Dialga. Like, I know we were just talking about it. My favorite trio is the Creation Trio.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a big like you know, Gen 2 is the Gen. I've played Pokemon since Gen 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you, I don't really remember much of it, or like reading it or anything like that. Gen 4 was the first one I played where, like, you know, I had friends who I played it with all the time, and
Yeah.
it was like a thing at my schoolyard. So
That
like
was-
I have a humongous childhood attachment to Gen 4.
Gen 3 for me was the first one that I was like really into and that I very distinctly remember playing. Like, as far as I can remember, Leaf Green is actually the first game that I remember knowing about prior to its release and being really excited for.
Huh.
So whenever that came out is about when I achieved video game cognizance. But yeah, like on top of the Weather Trio being really strong, like iconic legendaries, you've got like Latios and Latias who are really cool. Like they did roaming legendaries before, but the idea that there were legendaries whose job it is to roam, like they're pretty elusive. Like they don't really do anything. They just kind of are out there. Like I think that's cool.
I mean, the dogs are like that though.
Yeah, the dogs are like that.
The only one of the dogs that actually does anything is Suicune.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about the dogs, because like again, I don't have.
Although Suicune's role, I think Suicune's role is really cool in terms of roaming, right? Like he purifies water, so it would make sense why he would roam around.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know, maybe the Latis aren't that unique, but I
mean, the Lotties are still cool, so I don't disagree with you.
yeah,
there.
they are cool. I like their design. I like that there's two of them. There's not enough duos in Pokemon, in my opinion.
How many other duos are there?
For legendaries, I don't know. There's like Mew and Mewtwo are considered a duo. Although, you know, they're pretty different with how Mewtwo is available in like every fucking game, and Mew is a mythical. But I don't know. People consider them a duo. There's Darkrai and Cresselia.
Fuck. Oh, how can we forget Ho-Oh and Lugia?
Yeah.
They're kind of the most prominent duo.
I don't know if there's
They're
too many
probably
more than
they're
that.
probably my favorite duo, though. Actually, Ho-Oh and Lugia. The sea in the sky, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then you got
Or
the
Guardians of
Reggies.
the Sea in the Sky.
The Reggies are great, and if you don't like the Reggies, you're stupid. The fact that you have to do this whole, like, quest, this huge ordeal to get them, and then Regigigas is Gen 4. It would have been cool if he was in Gen 3. Actually, I don't know how I feel about Regigigas. Like, the idea that you need to go get all 3 Reggies in order to unlock, like, this Trio Master is really cool. But, like, you know, introducing 4 legendary Pokemon into the game, like, for the sake of that, I don't know, that would feel a little bit bloated. And the Reggies aren't that cool. It is sad to say. They kinda suck.
Well, they were good. They were good at first.
They're not
or at least,
fun.
At least Steel and Ice were.
They're not fun to use, in my opinion. Like, they don't have any really interesting abilities. And they're not very strong offensively. But like the fact of them, like these ancient Pokemon that you have to like find that are lost to time, is great. And you have to do this whole sequence, like I've said this before, that the way that you get 100% Zygarde is fantastic. Like, I guess people don't like it because it's like kind of a pain to like, you know, go get all 100 cells. But like, that's cool. It's a quest spanning the entire game map in order to unlock 100% Zygarde. And that's great. We need more stuff like that to get legendaries. Not like, you know, event legendaries where you just go to GameStop and they give you one, which is lame as shit.
What about Giratina? Do you like how you get Giratina?
Giratina? In Diamond and Pearl, yes. It's also cool in Platinum, but since it's like story, it's like, you know, kind of less cool. But like in Diamond and Pearl, how you like navigate this cave and there's like kind of a secret to it. There's like a trick to it. It's really cool.
You just got 4-stocked, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
I have to, you know.
Because I don't care. That you're I just don't like Fox. You know, we've been going for a couple hours. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Go on with your thing, and I just wanted to bring that up.
I think I was about done. I was just talking about, are there any more legendaries in Gen 3?
Deoxys.
Deoxys is an event Pokemon, and so he doesn't matter. I like him in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, how he's like this like after game mission, and you fly up on Flash Gordon the Rayquaza in order to go like fight him and defend Earth. Is real neat. Yeah. And then there's Jirachi, who's also an event, and I don't care.
Just don't care about event Pokemon.
I don't. They suck. Why would I ever want to go to GameStop and have them give a Pokemon to me? You gotta catch them all, not be given them all. Come on, man.
I never used any of the event Pokemon, so... Can I just say, though, that Gen 4 had the best, like, mini-game, side game?
What would that be?
The Underground.
The Underground is kind of boring as shit, and I think it's overrated.
Did you play it with friends on like a schoolyard?
No.
Then that's why.
That is the case. I'm sure if you had like a shit ton of friends who were playing the game and there were all their bases were in there, it'd be great. But that was not the case for like most people, so it just kind of sucked.
I loved it for that very reason, the fact that I had so many friends to play with. But again, I think that's how Pokemon works for most people, right? Their favorite game is always the one that they played with their friends when they were kids, it seems.
That's pretty much the case.
Not in all cases, but you know, most of the time. I know Wada, Denial, Phantom, like all their favorite games are the ones that they played first.
I mean,
or at least the ones that the most fond memories of. Like
yeah,
the one they played,
like
the first one they got to play with their with their friends with a lot.
Like Sapphire is not my favorite Pokemon game.
I mean, my favorite's still Silver, but it could be Platinum. That's why.
Actually, Alpha Sapphire might be. Or maybe even Ultra Sun, but I'm not done with it yet. I don't know what the after game is like.
Do you want to play?
Survival. Ready? Go.
Okay, so on a different topic, I have a question for you. Are you watching Boku no Hero?
Yes.
Wait, you already read the manga though. Never mind.
Yeah, I read the manga.
How do you feel like how they adapted stuff in episode 3? I thought they did a great job.
I don't know. It's like it's alright. I don't like the anime nearly as much as the manga, to be honest.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know. I just feel like it's I don't know. See, I don't care about like that much about it to begin with. Like, I think it's
Boku no
pretty.
Hero or the manga?
Yeah, Boku no Hero. Like,
Oh, okay.
just in general, like I think it's a pretty good series. I am keeping up with it. I'm enjoying my time with it, but I don't care that much about it. And like the anime, I feel like it's just kind of the pace that it's going at is like just more slow than if I was just reading it.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think the manga. I actually like the anime more. But only when it's all watched at once.
Yeah, keeping up with it weekly is kind of like an issue, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't easy.
Yeah, like, cause like, I actually cannot believe I just drilled. Freaking, I've never done that before. Granted, if the windmill probably helped, but still. Like I read Boku no Hero when it like almost when it first came out. I think I started reading chapter like 20.
Really?
Yes. But then after the sports festival was over, so right before they got into the States, right? Like I remember reading the Bakugo. Sorry, no. I remember reading Shoto versus Deku when it came out. And so that's where I got to. Fuck. But then I fell out of it, right? I stopped reading Boku no Hero for a long time. And then after it was just this year or last year where I watched the first 2 seasons of the anime, and so I already had the previous knowledge, right? Besides, so I had knowledge of the first half of season 2, and all of season 1. And after reading the manga and watching the anime, I actually thought they did it better, just because I think the music and the voice acting help a lot with just the emotions you're supposed to be feeling.
Yeah. Like I can say,
obviously, You Say Run is a standout example of like the perfect song for something like Boku no Hero.
right? Like that's almost on a meme tier. Like at this point, it's almost like as famous as Attack on Titan's OP. Like, people know that song.
Yeah.
And it is a pretty standout tune.
And so I think those help. Obviously, the animation is fantastic, which is what you want for any shonen. That's not something you want exclusively for Boku no Hero, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get why so many shonen have such bad anime adaptations when you think that action shows would be the things that you would want to give the best adaptations. But whatever.
That's
I get
business.
it. Like, the reason that Toei, the reason One Piece is owned by Toei, because people are gonna watch that shit anyways. It's garbage, even if it's a garbage adaptation. But like, I'm really happy that that Boku no Hero doesn't get that treatment, and it actually got a good studio who cared about it to pick it up. So obviously that helps. So seeing the animation helps a lot, especially since the powers in Boku no Hero are super varied in how they look and how they work. So that helps in the animation. And like all those things, and like the pacing is good once all the anime episodes are out, right? Like once you can watch them all in a row, then the pacing is a lot better. So that's why I like the anime more. But I'm also like a humongous Boku no Hero fan. Probably the most in the server, besides maybe Brandon. So, I mean, I'd be willing to bet that I'm even more so than Brandon. But
yeah. I will say, I think the first couple of episodes of the anime are one of the best openings to like any show I've ever seen. Like I remember like when it first started airing, I was immediately on board. Like I hadn't read the manga or anything. I was just like, oh my god, I'm ready. I want to watch this. I can't wait to see where this goes. Like, it does such a fantastic job of like introducing the setting and the premise and like the story.
Like who you're gonna be, like it's very clear like who you're gonna be following, why you want to follow him.
Yeah. And like the way that he kind of like starts it off, like hasn't really been addressed, and people don't talk about it much. But like he says, this is the story of how I became the greatest hero. Like we know where this story's going, which makes it kind of more exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Like we know he's gonna do it.
It's like one of those things. It's like one of those things. Like when it's not like when you see like a harsh moment for him, you're like, okay, but how is this gonna affect him and how? Because he's gonna achieve his goal.
Yeah, we know he's gonna come out on top. Like
yeah.
And so we can like focus on other things.
I I think the opening episodes of Boku no Hero are like the best in shonen, to be honest. I know that's a high bar. It is a high bar in some regards because like One Piece has a great opening.
I'm not familiar with too many shonens. Definitely, Fairy Tail isn't really any competition.
No, Fairy Tail is not competition.
That was pretty good.
That light hit into the up smash. That was baller. But like, I love it so much. I mean, I think I've said this, but I love how it's like everything that happens to him in the first episode about like, you know, about how he can't be a hero because he doesn't have like this one aspect that everybody needs, and like, and like how, you know, it just pretty much means he can't do it, and then, and then like despite everything that happens to him, family, friends, his hero saying that he can't do it, in front of all of them, he's the only one to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing how, like, despite everything that's, like, it doubles it down because, like, you know, not only is it showing that he, you know, he's not afraid to do something like that, despite everything that's ever been told to him in his life, it shows that, you know, that doesn't matter to him because what he wants to do is be a hero. And, like, nobody could tell him otherwise, basically. And, like, just because of everything that he does, it's just amazing. I love it. It makes you... And like that's why I feel like it's gonna be so satisfying to see when he does finally get that goal, and like how he grows up. Like, you remember the end of episode 1? Or sorry, episode 1, season 1, when All Might comes to save everybody, right?
Yeah.
I can't. I have to avoid spoilers here. So I can't talk about stuff that happens later. But like, I cannot wait for that role to be in Deku's position. Like Deku being the one to show up and save everybody.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing.
He's done that on a small scale already.
Yeah.
Like with Stain, but
yeah. But like when all of his classmates, or perhaps even a class, like, you know, when all people he cares about are in despair, and then he shows up as a light that All Might once was.
Yes.
It's just gonna be like, it's gonna be the biggest payoff, and I'm gonna be so happy.
Ephemeral.
I mean, I love heroes. It's like one of my favorite things. The idea of heroes are like something that I resonate with super hard. Because like, I mean, I want to be a video game designer, right? I want to be a game designer just because it's something I really care about, and I feel like I can bring smiles to people's faces with it. But if I didn't want to be a game designer, I'd be a firefighter.
A firefighter?
Yeah.
That is really interesting, and I did not know that.
Yeah. If I didn't want to be a game designer, I would want to be a firefighter. I have one of my cousins is a firefighter. Talk to him a lot when I see him about like what it's like to be one. One of my friends in my current school is a firefighter, or he's going to be a firefighter. So like, I love firefighters. Like, you know, like they're like modern day heroes, right?
They're like just actual heroes, like.
Yeah, because like I like it though because like, well, I'm really squeamish with blood, so that's why I couldn't be a paramedic or like anything like that, right? But like, I don't want to catch the bad guys per se. I just want to help people. Like, if I want to be the person that saves their lives. So that's why I want to be a firefighter. I don't know, it's cheesy, but
nah, that's pretty cool. That's all I have to say about that. That is pretty cool. Of course you're not, because you want to be a game designer more than that. But the sentiment's pretty cool.
I want to be a game designer because I feel like, I don't know, I like art as well too, and I feel like I can accomplish the same idea of making people smile with a good video game, you know what I mean?
Like the you know, the tokusatsu thing, like, you know, I feel like playing Ultraman, I'm bringing happiness to a lot of children who don't have a whole lot to be happy about, you know?
Exactly. That's also why I love tokusatsu stuff, because it's like, you know, it's just that, like, you know, heroes, and they're cool, and they save people, and they're about inspiring like kids, because I love kids as well. So like, everything about Boku no Hero and tokusatsu and stuff just resonates with me. So, which is weird that my favorite show is Hunter x Hunter, which most people consider the, you know, the darker shonen, even though it's like, it's not really.
Yeah, it's not that dark. I mean, hell, I'm around like chapter 500 of One Piece, and they're getting into like, oh man, yeah, fishmen on this island don't have rights. They're all like caught and sold as slaves. Like,
yeah,
oh,
it's pretty
okay.
brutal.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Where it's like, I mean, it really is a meme that Hunter x Hunter is like darker than all other shonen. Cause it's like it's not really at all.
Yeah.
Most shonen have some pretty like fucked up themes.
I mean, the part where like, I mean, I don't know how much spoilers we want to get into. Like,
what, Hunter x Hunter or One Piece?
towards the end of a Chimera Ant arc, you know, when Gon does the thing,
Yeah.
that is definitely kind of fucked up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
like-
I mean, yeah, there is. I think Hunter x Hunter does take like, you know, that little bit of extra step, but it's not uncommon for the genre to go into a darker area.
Yeah, like it's not unique in that aspect.
Yeah. It does, you know, like people would probably say it's like, it just does it well. Not so much that it does it just because it does it. It does it and it does it well. Or at least in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about Hunter x Hunter,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I like it. That's all I have to say. I feel like everybody's got a really strong opinion about Hunter x Hunter. Like, whatever they think about it, it's
Yeah.
always like, oh, this arc's great. Oh, no, this arc's shit. Like, you know, everybody likes Hunter x Hunter, but they all like different arcs. Whoa, no. I just kind of like, I think it's pretty good. I did watch all of it. I found most of it to be quite palatable.
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 Who's the best character?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite character. I like Visky.
Abisky is my second favorite, so... Or third favorite.
Well,
My favorite's Killua. Killua's my favorite, and then Hisoka,
Killua.
and then Abisky, and then Gon.
Well, I'm down here now.
Isn't playing against Fox fun?
No.
Except when he does that.
It's a homie stock, but he made it look like an accident, so you don't feel bad.
Maybe. No, it was an accident. I don't give you homie stocks, what the hell, I'm not that nice.
Yeah. Don't take those. You homie stock, I'll fucking kill myself.
Jesus Christ. You don't want homie stocks.
it's-
Homie stocks are
it's-
lame. No one wants to win by a homie.
Homie stock, homie stock. You know?
Yeah.
Survival.
Yeah. I think a minute ago we were talking about like what shonen has the best opening.
Yeah.
Didn't really get too into that. It really could be Hero Academia. Like,
Bleach is a pretty good opening too, actually.
I have not seen any Bleach. That's about it.
Naruto has an okay opening.
Naruto's opening is really good.
Yeah. I think,
Especially around,
I think,
like,
if we're counting the Mist Village in the opening, then yes, it is a great opening.
Well, that's kind of like the whole like.
That is the first arc.
I don't know if you call it the first arc. Like, there is stuff before that, but
That's the first like major like, you know.
yeah. Hey, Naruto, saved your life, bud. I'm your dad.
Oh, actually, that actually is. I remember all that now. I forgot Aruka thing. The whole Aruka as like a father figure.
Yeah. That's cool, and I like that. Naruto is pretty good.
At least until Shippuden.
To a point, I hear. I have not watched all of Naruto. I haven't read all of Naruto.
Part 1 holds up really well, I think.
Yeah,
Part one.
that's what I've heard. And I believe it. There you go. Hey, I believe it.
Believe it, haha.
Yeah. What's the other shonens? Soul Eater.
I don't
like-
really know much its manga opening, but its first episode is pretty cool.
I mean, the manga's much the same, but like the manga is actually kind of shit at the start.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the art it evolves in a big way over the like first couple of years of its run, and at the beginning it just like kind of is bad. I wouldn't say Soul Eater has an especially strong opening. Like it, you know, it piques your interest enough to get into it, but like it's not super special.
Do we count JoJo or like all of JoJo? Like every part individually, or just JoJo as a start in general? I guess you have to do every part individually, don't you?
I guess.
I haven't seen Part 7, but I hear Part 7's pretty striking.
I've only seen the anime. I haven't read it at all.
No! It's okay.
Well,
What other are there? Haikyuu, Kuroko no Basket. I don't really know much about those, so.
oh man, sports is like a whole
start.
other fucking thing. Baby Steps is the best sports anime. Don't even like bring a discussion about anything. Don't at me. I don't care. I don't care. Baby Steps is better than ping pong. Don't at me.
Oh dear. I actually haven't seen ping pong.
It's cool. It has a really great OP, and I think just watching that OP like will give you enough. You don't need to watch the show. Not that your time would be wasted, but I don't think it's super great.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I don't wanna. For things something like I know ping pong is, if you're a competitor apparently, or like if you want to be a competitor, it's apparently pretty good if you're in that mindset. Mango really likes ping pong apparently.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I think just a lot of Smash players in general really like ping pong.
Well, I don't.
Well, we'll have to see when I get to it.
I mean, not that I dislike it a whole lot or anything. I just my
You
my
gave it
negative
8, so
feelings
that's clearly
about
not
it.
a dislike.
Yeah, my negative feelings about it are exaggerated and are the things that I'm going to talk about because I feel like everybody talks about the good parts and I don't think it's perfect. So I gotta make sure that there's a representation of, you know, the
That's how I feel about Nier actually.
About what?
About Nier.
Nier?
I know we were talking about Nier before, but like I actually do like Nier. It's just that I think people like, you know, I think it's like one of those things where it's like gotten so much praise that I'm like, okay, we need to talk about the
Yeah, like hang on, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It's no masterpiece.
There's only one masterpiece, and that is Majora's Mask.
Sure enough. There I go. Up
I
and
actually do
away
think
into the
Majora's Mask is
sky.
a masterpiece, though. On that topic, really quick.
Sure.
Majora's Mask is my favorite. Majora's Mask or Twilight Princess is my favorite game of ever.
One of the two.
Actually, not even my favorite game of ever. It's my favorite form of media of ever.
It is the best thing.
Entertainment. Yes.
I gotta think
Zelda
about
is my
that.
favorite franchise ever. Like anime, music, whatever you want to call it. I guess music has music has styles, but like anything you put together, like as you would consider art or entertainment, Zelda is my favorite thing to come out of any of that.
Mine might be Monica. I don't do too much besides watch anime and play games. I'm not into too many other things. And even my game playing has kind of been winding down in recent years.
I've actually been trying to play more games because I want to be a game designer, right? So it's like the more games I play, the more reference I get.
Right. I mean, I don't know. On that front, I kind of feel like I've got a good bank. Like, if I wanted to make a game, I could. I know what makes good and bad games.
Oh yeah, of course. Like you get the idea. Like I want the most references possible.
That is fair.
I mean, obviously, like the first game I'm gonna make isn't gonna be anything amazing. I'm not betting on it. But I do have a dream game that I eventually want to make, and the I have to make it as best as I can, be better.
That's cool. I feel like I have stuff like that where it's like, oh man, yeah, I definitely want to, like, you know, be good at the thing that I want to do before I make this thing so that I can make it good. But like I also feel like whenever I try to think of something to make, it always becomes that. The more I think about it, like the further I get into the process of actually making it, like it just becomes something that I want to give a lot of attention to, and so I have to just buckle down and accept that it's not going to be good and actually just try and make it.
Fair enough. I mean, that's why I have multiple. Like that's another thing too about playing multiple games. And I get multiple ideas, right? Like I don't want to just make that one game, but like that one game is like the penultimate goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think you mean ultimate.
Yeah.
Penultimate means like second before last.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so ultimate goal. I think like one of my biggest dreams would be to work on a Zelda game, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. And nor do I like feel like I need for it to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I need to work on a Zelda game. Would it be cool? Of course, but I don't feel like I need to.
There was like one guy, some white guy that went like, hey, I want to work for Nintendo, and then he just kind of like did that. I don't remember his name, but that did happen.
That's cool. I would definitely love to meet Shigeru Miyamoto one day, though. That is something I wanted.
Yeah. Alright, you think we should maybe wind down the stream? We've been going for a few hours here.
Yeah, sure.
We're kind of running out of energy. I'd say maybe you want to do one more match after this. We can
Yeah.
try and take it seriously, and then we can close it down for today.
You know what that means?
It means fucking Pokemon Stadium.
Not like Pokemon?
I mean, you have the advantage.
I mean, is there a stage where I don't have the advantage? I guess.
Yes. No. I said the wrong thing, actually. Oh, I don't know if I can take this that seriously.
Your energy's probably pretty low.
Yeah. Gosh, and you know what I have lined up after this? Darling in the Franxx, yay!
Yay. I'm probably gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been kind of ignoring my brother this entire time, so probably gonna do something with him.
Martha's too good at edge guarding. Fucking, why don't you have more hit stun? Like, Marth just acts out of hit stun way quicker. It's like a fact, and I swear it's true.
Maybe your moves just don't have as much hit stun.
No, because stuff works against everyone that's not Marth.
I am a weird weight. I'm like Sheik, I'm a weird in between floaty and heavy. No!
You're not getting the 4-stock on me, not on the last game. Not on the one that counts. I can guarantee at least that much. Well. There you have it, folks. It's that low quality melee.
Low quality melee. We'll get better. We'll get better.
We'll get better. We promise.
One day, hopefully.